Alright, hello everybody. This is Altitude Nation Wars week number 5, matchup between Russia and Eastern Europe. I am Hacklebeast. And in the bottom corner we have Executioner, Russian Protoss. In the top corner we have Infected, the Zerg from Eastern Europe. I can't remember what actual country he's from, but I know how to check. I know how to check. Bulgaria. He is Bulgarian. Alright, sorry about that. Infected does the gas check, gets the extra probe, goes to 9 pool. 9 pool on match point. I don't know, match point isn't the hardest map to make walls on, and you know where your opponent is, so you know it's going to be scouted. And you almost just by default, they're down 2 cannons anyway. So, we'll see if he can do any damage. He is morphing 6 Zerg instantly. Alright. Well, Trevor's gonna be annoying. Go around the pylon. I'm probably gonna live for a little while longer. That's interesting cannon placement, because both the cannons are kind of exposed. I mean, he won't have a problem against just 5 Zerglings, but if Infected had gone for something like 10, this would be the safest thing. And if you put the gateway here, which is what seems like he's intending to do, then that's not actually tight here, and then there's still a hole over on this side. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but I'm not sure if it's the most effective wall. Because you can put the gateway like a little bit up, and then put cannons behind it here. Anyway, yeah. Is that big enough for goons? I'm pretty sure that's big enough for goons. Because it's still an okay wall, but if he also had to destroy the gateway to get goons out, I would say it's actually a bad wall. But I'm pretty sure goons can fit through that gap. So I'm generally okay with it. Anyway, Infected throwing down the 3rd hatchery fast down to this corner. Match point is really spread out in that respect, which can benefit Zerg a lot. It makes it hard for the Protoss to attack one base and then continue to attack other bases. Because if you come down all the way down here to attack this base, you're really not defending the Zerg from attacking your own natural, or even more so the expansions you might have taken. So that does help out Zerg quite a bit. What doesn't help out Zerg is the fact that if Protoss does take this out, then the Protoss can just march up in a straight line and take out everything in its path, including this base once it is established. But it's usually not that much of a problem. Ooh. Probe got cornered, but managed to work his way out because these wings weren't quite in the right position. Actually, it's just only because one wing was chasing it. Anyway, speed. There's a little bit more to go. It was weird though, I clicked on the spawning pool and it went to the normal screen before starting to show me that the metabolic boost. And it wasn't just that it was just started, because it was already a fifth of the way done. Anyway, Protoss is continuing to do normal things. Throwing down Stargate. Not the Citadel quite yet. Doesn't have enough money for it, but should be going down very soon. And has enough money for it. +1 started a little while ago. And if he throws on the Citadel in the next 20 seconds, he'll get the speed and the +1 to finish at the same time. There we go. Now, Zerg is going for a Spire. With only one gas, it's probably not going to be Mutalisks, or at least not Mutalisks at first. He's not stockpiling gas. How many lings are out? 4 lings, 5, 10 lings, about. I don't know what's an odd number, because I only had 9, but I assume that the 10th one is somewhere around here. Anyway, probably not going to be able to bust this with 3 Zealots. Definitely not going to be able to bust those 3 Zealots. I don't even think a run-by is really going to work, because Zealots are in a pretty good position to stop it. They're not straight up clogging the holes, but it's going to slow down the Zerglings enough that I think the cannons will kill them all off before they get into the main. Ooh. Throws down the Fast Archive, so we'll probably see some DT usage. DTs can actually be effective on this map because of the fact that these bases are so spread out. If you don't have Overlords down here as infected, or the few Overlords you have get killed off, then you're not going to get Overlords down there for quite a while. You're really forced to rebuild them, instead of just flying down new ones. So, he's supply blocked. Alright. He hasn't morphed this into a Sunken yet, or a Spore yet. Actually, he doesn't even have an Evo Chamber. There we go, there's the Evo Chamber. He can start morphing those into Spores. He really does need to do that because he does not have any anti-air other than the Scourge. There's the other Corsair. I don't know how long ago that conversation was taking place in the chat. I know the guy asked the question a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure QXC was, really bad at StarCraft 2. He was C+ or something on IC Cup. Or, he was really bad at StarCraft 1. He was C+ on IC Cup. So, he might have been a little bit better than C+, that I don't know about. But he certainly was not one of America's top 5 players. Anyway, timing attack coming out from Executioner. He has 7 Zealots. Interestingly, deciding to go for the Naturals, because the Naturals are a little bit more defended, but if you can break in, you can get more damage done. But that is a large Mutalisk block. He's not going to be able to get anything. He's probably going to fly the Corsairs out to support. No, he's not. He's going to leave his oh, there we go. Now he's flying his Corsairs out. 5 Corsairs are going... Probably not going to be enough, in fact. That's a lot of Mutalisks, and with the Scourge support, he didn't even get +1. So yeah, he's actually going to have a little bit of trouble dealing with these Mutalisks right here. He needs to be really careful to not allow his Corsairs to get too far away, because a couple Scourge hits could be devastating. But that's what he wants to do. He just wants to allow the units to clump up, get a couple shots off, and then not lose any Corsairs. He will send me something. I'm pretty sure it's the overlay. Yes, it is. So I can show you a fancy overlay once this is over. Anyway, Executioner didn't lose the Zealots, which is, I like that from Protoss. A lot of times Protoss just attack with their first 7 Zealots, and even if the Zerg is as heavily defended, they just attack anyway. It's like, well, I don't need the Zealots. I can afford to lose them. But Executioner pulled him back, and now those 5 Zealots do mean something. Ooh. Takes a Corsair hit, or a Scourge hit, and now he's down to only 4. It's gonna chase the Zerg off, but if he loses one more Corsair, it's gonna be really bad. Ooh, snipes on the Templar, but a lot of his Mulists are now really low health. He does need to pull back before he loses the entire cluster. Storm is done already. He got Storm really quick. He actually didn't go for Dark Templars, interestingly. He just wanted the super fast High Templars, which is certainly a valid strategy. It's a little bit riskier, but alright. Anyway, I like the faster Templar. That's what I'm trying to say, but I'm getting distracted again. That's supposed to finish. Oh. Apparently this is Goon type, but he just mined out the minerals to be able to get Goons out. I forgot about mining out the minerals. I mean, that's exactly why the mineral patch is there, so that you can mine it out as Protoss, but it seems like Protoss just set up their walls so that Goons can get out anyway. Well, I'm doing a little bit of harass with the Lurkers. They get there before the probes come, so they're not going to do too much damage, but they are going to be a nuisance. He did get the Robo down, Observatory's down as well. I don't see an Observer on the way, though. There we go. Well, they did manage to kill one cannon here, but I doubt they're going to be able to get the pylon down. Yeah, there's a lot of health on that pylon. So, we're going to clean up these Lurkers. Don't do too much damage, but are annoying. And in fact, he's going to go for the 4th base here, which is really unsafe. But, he doesn't want to just take the quicker base, because this one has a gas. So, it would appear he has some kind of tech build in the works. He is already going up to Hive. So I guess he wants to either get out some, he either wants to get out a lot of Defiler Lurker, or just wants to get that super fast Ultralisk, which can be devastating if Protoss doesn't have enough high-cost units in him. He certainly won't have Reavers, and probably won't have too many Archons either. It's a pretty good composition. You don't want to have too many Dragoons or Zealots, obviously. If you have too many Zealots, then Lurkers and Ultralisks will kill you. But if you have too many Goons, then Lings and Defilers will kill you. So you need to have a mix so you can handle either type of composition. Anyway, it's going to be scouted. And it looks like Executioner is going to head down that way. He stops the run by from the Zerglings. Kind of stops running back from the Zerglings. Yeah, he won't lose that Templar. That's good. But he's just going to come down with his force now and shut that down. I don't think Infected's going to try to make a play to stop it, but he might be able to attack it after the base has been taken out from this high ground. That could be a really strong attack. He's going to know exactly where the Protoss army is. He does realize the Protoss army is coming. He cancels the eggs there because he knows whatever he's making is just going to die. It looks like he's not going to go in for the counterattack. Interesting. And Executioner's not going to use his... loses one Corsair. He's not going to use his entire force to take out this Exo, just enough so that he can very quickly move on to try to take out this 4th, which is a little bit more defended. It does have a Lurker and a couple Sunkens, but still not going to be enough to take out this Protoss army. And in fact, he really does need to make a move with this army. He could go for a counterattack, but I think the smart play would be to try to defend. He's pulling back all of his probes. And it looks like he is going to go for a counterattack. Is Crack done for the Zerglings? I imagine it would be. Oh, it's just very close to being done. It will be done when he makes the attack. That might have been why his units were stalling there. He just wanted to wait for Crack to finish. And this base has now been destroyed. Infected on 2 bases, or 3 bases, only 2 of which have gas. And here comes the counterattack, though, and it looks like, Lings coming from the backside are going to be very effective. This His composition is very goon-heavy without a lot of Templar or Zealots to support. And Infected is going to be able to counter and take out this base. So a good move by him. Meanwhile, Executioner, though, still has a pretty sizable force that is taking out a lot of Zerglings up here. Because Infected doesn't have a very diverse composition. He just has a lot of Zerglings. He sent most of his Lurkers up with his attacking force. And now, he has all of his Lurkers isolated without support. There's still going to be a lot of Lurkers. It's going to be hard for Executioner to deal with, but it would be a lot more... But it lost a lot of its effectiveness once he sacrificed the Zerglings. And in fact, he wasn't able to take out the base. He killed a lot of the units defending it, but wasn't actually able to kill it itself. And now all the Lurkers are going to go down, and he only gets a few Zealots, about 5, maybe 6 Zealots? I think he got 6 Zealots, that last one. But he lost all the Lurkers. Executioner is now setting up his 4th base. Yeah, I think Infected just allowed Executioner to take out his 4th and his 3rd, but didn't get any damage in return. He didn't try to defend it. He didn't really have a successful counterattack. And I think that might just put him a little bit too far behind. Whoa. He is heavily supply blocked. He lost a lot of Overlords to Corsairs. He was 65 out of 38 for a while there. But it's a 65 supply and supply blocks compared to 152. I think Executioner has this. Infected did have the earlier tech, and he did go for the fast Ultralisk Cavern, but he doesn't have enough money to really support Ultralisk. He can only make about 3 right now. And I don't see a huge stockpile of them that he was saving up. This base is going to go down as well. Yeah. Executioner. Pretty solid timing push. Hit the Zerg pre-hive, and that might just be the end for him. I'm not sure what Infected can do at this point, because he's desperately trying to expand. This expansion was pretty fresh, and he's double expanding to both of the expansions that got taken out. But he's just hoping at this point that Executioner doesn't actually look there. If Executioner flies a Corsair in that general direction, he'll be able to stop both of them, and Infected will still be way behind. Three Ultralisks on the field, used the 600 extra gas he had. And this is pretty much it. Some Cracklings and a couple Ultralisks. He doesn't even have terribly good upgrades for him. He did get the armor, but only 1 on the Lings. Some idle probes. Idle probes at all of his bases. He's focusing very hard on the macro. That's fine. Oh, I think he's actually, well, he's he got that one, but not the other ones. And I'm trying to consider whether the gateways were just rallied here, or if he's actually keeping a little exchanges there. No, it was just rallied there. It's fine. Anyway, Executioner's gonna retake out this base. Not much mining was done, and he's actually going to waste a lot of money here with the hatchery and the sunken colonies that got destroyed, and the extractor and the drones. Ultralisk coming in from the side, they're going to do some damage, but that's just way too many Dragoons for 3 Ultralisks to deal with. 2 of them go down, and 1 flees away, but Infected has no money again, so he's stuck to 1 Ultralisk, and 1 Ultralisk just is not going to cut it. And he has nothing to defend against these Corsairs, because neither Ultralisk or Lings can shoot up, and he's going to lose all of his Overlords. He's going to supply blocks once again. These Corsairs never got +1, but they have been doing a lot of damage this game. Good use of these Corsairs by Executioner. And he supply blocks now, and there's still 4 more Overlords to be killed. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. This is cleaned up, and now the Protoss ball is just going to move the exact same direction it did again. And Infected doesn't have enough here to defend it. 2 sunken colonies certainly is going to cut it. Even with a very nice flank from the top, it's probably not going to be enough. 4 Ultralisks It's a good start, but they don't have terribly good upgrades, and 4 Ultralisks aren't that much compared to that high of a Dragoon count with Archon and with Templar. Infected sends some of his units up to counterattack, and then comes back to defend, and then just decides to go and... Apparently I wrote his name wrong. Oops. I will fix that after the game's done. Anyway, Infected thinks about defending his Expo, but realizes it's going down. He's just going to go for the counterattack, and Storm kills all of the Lings. And 4 Ultralisks are just not going to cut it. Did I spell Executioner wrong? Oh, it's not Executioner, it's Executor. Right! Dude, I was totally talking about how it's not Executioner. I'm sorry, Executor. Alright. Thank you for correcting that problem. Apparently Infected needs 2 minutes to take another smoke, to think of new strategies that will work versus Protoss timing attacks. Apparently Infected is playing while working. It's cool, man. He's just like he's just doing Excel spreadsheets on one computer, macroing on the other computer. I don't know what Infected does for a living. Although it'd be cool if it wasn't at a computer. He's a garbage man. But like as he goes from house to house, he's typing away on the laptop. Or maybe he's like a fireman and goes into the house and he's like, "Oh shit!" And on the radio, people are like, "What is it? Did you find a body?" And it's like, "No, he just took out my 4th. Oh, and I have nothing to counter it. Now I won't have enough money for my Ultralisks." Everybody's yelling at him. Maybe that's why I lost. Oh, right. I can do that. Oh. That's not what I want. Saving the image. There. I'm going to here. Delete. Add a media file. This media file. Shift this over a little bit. Pow. Boom. Doesn't that look so pretty? So you can see the maps we're using, and if you notice, we are using new maps. We are integrating in the new Pro League maps. Eye of the Storm, Destination, Ground Zero, Chain Reaction, Andromeda, and New Bloody Ridge. Okay, I do not like Chain Reaction. I'm just going to lay that down on the line. That's like the one map from Pro League that's like, no, this map I do not like. There are other maps that are just boring. There's some maps I do like, but straight up, I do not like Chain Reaction. Ground Zero is a really just boring map. Nothing special about it at all. Yeah, and then Destination Eye of the Storm, Andromeda, and New Bloody Ridge. People know those maps. Ah! I can't get away from... Oh, wait, you guys can't see the spoilers. Ha ha ha! Anyway, yeah, somebody typed into the Western versus EU channel all the results. Oh, well, thank you, Mr. AWA, for your fancy overlay. It saved everybody from knowing the results of the first sets. I think there's only one set that's finished so far. So, I don't actually know who won any of them, but I could have looked at the results. I didn't really want to, though. Get more stuff from AWA. Telling me about the extensive process it takes to make such an awesome looking overlay. I believe you spent about 20 hours on this. It looks beautiful. It's worth every second spent. Oh, he has some statistics I can talk about. Well, lay them on me. I love statistics. Still waiting for Infected to do whatever job he's supposed to do. Maybe he's like a doctor, and he's like, or not a doctor, but like a surgeon. And he was doing the surgery, but then he like had to jump away for the game, and they're like, "Oh, he's bleeding everywhere. We need to cauterize the artery." And he's like, "Oh, minute. Oh shit. There's a whoa. Okay, this is long. Okay, time to read." Hey, so it's division scores. If you have nothing to talk about, Russia and Poland are in complete control of their fate as either team... Oh, okay, he's just talking about the breakdowns. Which, yeah. I was actually looking at this beforehand. In this division, Eastern Europe's out. So, it's down to Russia, Poland, and Hungary. But for Hungary to get into one of those two playoff spots... for Hungary to get into one of those two playoff spots, Hungary needs to win both of their games. Wait, Hungary's tied with Eastern Europe? Was I looking at the wrong one? I thought Eastern Europe was out. Oh, the results haven't been updated. Okay. I should join this game. Start talking about statistics and shit. Okay. Oh, the results weren't updated in the, Okay. Okay. Can Eastern Europe or Hungary actually get back into this? I don't know. It would take 2 wins from either Eastern Europe or Hungary, 2 losses from either Poland or Russia. Does Russia still need to play Poland? No, I think those two played last week. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. We have a game to cast. Infected is blue. Executor is still white. Oh, look how mannered he is. What a good guy. Anyway, looks like the map is Eye of the Storm. Oh, wait. Wait, I remembered. I am allowing you all to see the game. And he was still Manor. It was like, he said it twice. Just so like, it's because he realized, oh, the stream couldn't see how Manor I was. Let's do it again. Apparently he wants a rematch after this. Alright, man. I mean, best of 3's not enough. Or unless he's, like, planning on losing. Because, I mean, he could, like, win the next two games, and if he wins 2-1, does he still want a rematch? It's like, no, I must be 3-1 better than you. 2-1 is not enough. Maybe it's just that map. Maybe it's something like special time for that map, and he didn't execute it right. Because he was going for some pretty fast techs that game. So he might have thought that he would have been in a really good position if he was able to get his nice high Ultralisk numbers up. Anyway, Executor's going to scout in the wrong direction. Vector's going to scout in the right direction eventually. Uh-oh. Oh no! Executor! Okay, we're good. Once again, Infector's gonna go for the he's gonna go for the drone trick to do the 9 pool. And I think on this map he might be able to do more damage because he's gonna be able to scout it first. Executor did send the double probe scout. He's still gonna scout his opponent last though. And he's gonna hatch those lings before, well, they won't quite pop before the drone sees them. But pretty soon afterwards, I mean, they're about halfway now. So, Executor needs to throw down 2 cannons. He doesn't have enough money for it. He's going to throw down... Oh. He throws down cannons in 2 very safe locations so that the lings won't be able to kill him. But that looks like a very easy run by. This cannon's not in a good position to really hit him. Because, I mean, the arc only extends to about, like, this box-ish. Like this box, maybe? Not very much. The other cannon's a little bit better. It's going to get, like, this much. But still, 6 lings could run by that. And you can't block it with a probe. It's going to take 2, maybe 3. I think 3 to completely seal it off, but 2 to seal off well enough that it'll work. So if Infected was to just go for it with these lings, I think a run by could be really bad. But no, he's just going to go for the probe. Alright. Well, he's going to take out that probe. That's just a general thing that I think Zerg should do almost every game. Just like, in almost every situation, just try for the run by. It's not like you really need the 6 lings that early. The only thing that it does if you lose those lings, then maybe your opponent can like go out with 1 zealot and start to put pressure on. And you're also wasting some money in doing that, and if you just didn't want the lings anyway, you could have not made them. But I think that a lot of games are won by stupid run-bys. And even if you get 3 lings into your opponent's base, you can possibly win the game with those 3 lings if you micro them correctly. I think that the reward is just so high on that, and the risk isn't that big, that I like to see Zergs do that and give it a shot. Of course, I like it when it doesn't work out, because I don't want to cast just ling run-bys that win the game every time. So I want to see the Zergs go for it, but then fail. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, is that? That's not flush. He didn't actually put the gateway down another hex to here, so there's a gap here. I don't know if that's tight. I'm pretty sure that's tight. Alright. Interesting wall. I'm pretty sure this is tight. I'm not sure about this. But these won't be able to fit out. Interesting anyway. Infected's gonna get his 3rd scouted, so that's fine. It's pretty normal to take a 3rd, so yeah, he'll be able to get up at Sin City in time, most likely. Meanwhile, Executor got his Stargate, and his Citadel should be going down pretty soon. He now has 100 gas. He now has 100 gas. There we go. And Infected's going to go for the Spire again. So pretty much same build as last time. But on this map, it's going to work out better for Infected. Because it looks like he wants to do the New Age quick 4 gas then turtle style of Zerg, which is what he tried to do last game. But that 4th gas was so close to his opponent, it was really hard to defend. On this map, he's going to take gas 3, gas 4, and then put a very nice Sim City here, and be able to defend all 4 of these bases with just 2 Sim Cities, as opposed to last time where he needed 3 Sim Cities to defend 4 bases, and he couldn't get that other Sim City up in time. Anyway, Executor didn't keep his probe alive as long as last game, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this Corsair ignore the Overlord, but no, he's just going to go for Overlord kills. Not really a lot he needs to scout, but a lot of it's quite frequent for Protosses to just scout anyway. And actually, he does go for the faster scout, and then starts killing Overlords, just so that you know what your opponent's doing. You don't want to be surprised by anything. And there's the Scourge. So the Corsair's going to have enough time to kill 1 Overlord. Probably not going to be able to get the other one before the Scourge finish. Yeah, definitely not going to be able to get another one before Scourge finish. Let's fly with the Corsair. Alright. And this SimCity, interesting. I like it though. Actually, it's a pretty cool SimCity, because most Zergs will make the wall of buildings here, and then Sunkens here. But he instead made his wall back here, and then Sunkens here, and that's really tight. It's actually a really cool SimCity for Zerg. I mean, it doesn't quite defend these, like, top probes, mining. I mean, that's the only real thing I see wrong with it. But I think that I think that the tightness he got from it certainly makes up for the fact that he can't quite defend all of his probes. Anyway, once again, Executor's going to push out with, he waited for 2 more Zealots this time around, and one of them's going to get surrounded. But, this SimCity's tight. I don't think that he's going to be able to break it. And it's not like last game where he was easily able to take up a 4th. He could go for a run-by, but I don't think that's going to work. He is going to go for a run around. He gets himself actually into a really good position. He pulled all the drones to try to block up these passageways, but then the Zealots ran around. They got a good position on the Sunkens, but there were 3 Sunkens, and the combination of all the Zerglings hatching means that the Zealots really just managed to kill a Sunken and get a scout off and kill a Zergling. So that was a very bad attack for the Protoss. Very nice defense for Infected. And that difference right there, the difference between that first attack working and that first attack not working. Well, I guess last game he didn't actually get anything with his first Zealots, but he just ran them home. But the difference between it getting shut down that brutally is going to be really big later in the game. Oh, shoot. You sure? Are you sure you don't want to just be team player name? I don't know, man. Team player name's pretty good. Anyway, he's gonna go for a run by. He's gonna go for a Hydralisk run by. What? Man, this is gonna work out pretty well actually. And there are a lot of Templar there, all with not enough energy. They don't even have Storm yet, but it looks like the Zealots were just enough that the attack didn't work. But that was very close to being really bad. I did take all the cannons. Take out all the cannons. Did take out, he did take out a couple of Zealots. How close is Storm to being done? Apparently it's done now. Indeed it is. Ooh, I can Storm shit. Aha! Aw. That would actually just ruin the game right there if he lost his first 3 Templar. Yeah, he didn't rebuild the Sunken here. If the user makes another attack back here, it could work, especially without lurkers being done. I'm surprised he didn't rebuild that Sunken. He might end up not needing it, but we'll see. Anyway, looks like he's going to go for an Expo up here. This Expo is really hard to defend, and it's just a mineral only. I actually wouldn't be surprised to see him pass it. No, he is going to go for it. Ooh. Against Zerg, this can be really difficult, because you have to defend against cracklings from 3 directions, and it's, as I said, just a mineral only. It does have 8 patches, though, which is better than most, but most mineral only, that's just a normal base. We'll see. In fact, he's getting a lot of Hydralisks this game. Is he planning on making them into lurkers? I don't know. It's kind of borderline. No, he's still making Hydralisks. It won't be all for lurkers. I was gonna say, it's like borderline between, like, he could almost just make all of these into lurkers. And then just have a lot of lurker lane. But no, he's gonna make a Hydralisk. It appears he's researching +1 attack somewhere. There. And the hive's done. Let's see what tech he goes for. Excuse me, he doesn't have enough money for anything yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for Ultralisks again. Although I personally prefer Defilers. But Ultralisks can work out very well, especially you can sell at heavy armies. Anyway, that's a very scary Hydralurk, but he's turtling hardcore as per the style. Meanwhile, Exeter is doing a good job with his upgrades. He's at 2-1 and getting 2-2. So good for him. I'm waiting to see what Zerg's next move is, because they can't sit on 4 bases forever. That's really the problem with the 4-base style. In pretty much every game that a Zerg loses when they try to go 4-base Zerg, it happens something like this. They get up to 4 bases, they're really secure on the 4 bases, they have very nice cities, they get a big army, and then they just turtle. And the Protoss gets 3 bases, and then the Protoss gets 4 bases, and then the Protoss gets 5 bases, and the Protoss gets 6 bases, and then the Protoss just overwhelms the Turtle Zerg. But Infect is going to expand again. This space is actually going to be pretty hard to break once you get something on the ramp. Along with some lurkers, probably. In fact, they did go for a Defiler round first, but Defiler Ultra at the same time. The Defiler Ultra is actually going to work once he gets this 5th base up. So, Executor needs to make a move before he allows his opponent to have 5 bases in tech. He could go for an Expo, but I would imagine he'd rather just go for the attack, and it seems like that's what he's going to do. Sees the drones, should know to scout up this way. Nope. There we go, now he's going to scout that way. The Hydralisk should chase the Corsairs away, but more importantly, he just knows about this base. He's going to be able to take it out. Will any of these morph into lurkers? Because lurkers on the high ground are a lot more effective than just the Hydralisk. He sees the army coming. Nope, not going to make him into lurkers. In fact, he's just going to cancel it. He's going to abandon the base. Wow, you don't see that a lot from Zergs to just be like, to just straight up give up bases like that. I think it's a smart play. He definitely wasn't going to be able to defend it, but most Zergs just like to go out in the Blaze of Glory style. Try to take as many Protoss as possible, but nope, he has no reservations to just let it die. Anyway, still 0-1 Cracklings. Not very good upgrades. Ultralisk armor's on the way, and a couple of Defilers are out. But there's one Defiler with this army, full energy. Not sure if he's planning on going with this, but this attack doesn't have too many units in it, but it could be very strong if it hits at the right spot. Storm goes down, doesn't hit very much, but there are a lot of storms behind this. And now a swarm goes down, but all the Zerglings are dead. So actually the Hydralisks are going to not be able to kill the Zealots under the swarm. They're going to be forced to pull back. So that didn't work out very well, but pretty cheap attack overall. I mean, only one tech unit, and not that many Zerglings and Hydralisks. So it's fine to be able to just throw away a little push like that. You're still almost close to max anyway. He's going to try to take another 5th on the other side. He's still going to rely on a little bit of secrecy. If Executor attacks her right now, it's certainly going to go down, but he doesn't quite realize it yet. Corsair's still patrolling. 1-1-2-1. Yeah, he's probably just pulled back. I think he saw the Ultralisks. Is that also stuck? That's sad. I'm pretty sure he saw the Ultralisks. Oh, Executor. There you go. It's kind of weird how, like, fluid it's been, except for when it completely shuts down. Anyway, that is a lot of Zealots, and the Ultralisk armor upgrade has finished. The Zealots do have 3 attack, which is going to help out a lot. If they didn't have 3 attack, I'd say they'd be in a really bad position, but it's going to matter a lot about positioning the armies, and actually, Protoss is getting a pretty good surround on this. And Zerg's going to pull back, doesn't lose anything too major, just a lot of Zerglings. And is just going to play a game of footsie a little bit, just trying to wear out the swarms. And oh, nice surround! Is going to completely flank the Protoss, and the Protoss doesn't have anywhere to go. Ultralisk in the back is going to be able to kill stuff. The storms are going down, but somewhat on their own units. And it's going to be close, but I think the 5 Ultralisks are going to be able to clean this up. It's going to be close. Yes, the Zerglings come in just to make sure it's going to work. He actually retreats the Ultralisk so that they can try to regain a little bit of health, especially that one. And the Protoss has been eliminated. Zerg's remaxing very quickly up to 150, and the Protoss has got some pretty good macro of his own, up to 140. Meanwhile, a little attack on the right side, not a lot of units, but something. It's not going to be able to do that much, especially with the DT there. DTs are pretty good at defeating Ultralisks, especially when you don't have the Overlord support, but here comes some Overlords. And he's slowly reinforcing this. Neither player's devoting a lot to it, but Zerg's actually going to be able to come out ahead, it looks like, for a little while. Nope, Storm's going to kill those 3 units, and that's going to be the end of it. Did some good damage there. He actually managed to take off a bunch of High Templars, so a nice move overall. And he has somewhat secured this base, only 2 sunk at the moment. He's going to need to put up a little bit more defense to make it completely secure. And that's a Storm. And here they come. He does have capabilities to build Reavers, but there are no Reavers there. He's not building one. Now he's building one, but I don't think he's going to be in time. I think he's going to lose his 4th. And it looks like Infected is looking pretty solid this game. Getting up to those 4 bases quickly is really paying off for him, because he's allowed to get high-tech units, and has just been able to flood against Executor. With some pretty good engagements, he's now really running him over. Down to 120 supply compared to 137. Ooh, he lost all his Overlords again. And Executor's down to... oh, no, GG. Wah, wah, wah. Well, that ties up the series. 1-1. Oh, I need to hit that. It's actually a pretty good game from Infected. Where was the GG? Where was the GG indeed? Alright. Anyway, what I was saying at the beginning of the last game is that what I was saying at the beginning of the last game was that for Poland or Russia to get out of the playoffs, they need to lose 2 games these next weeks. Same name. They need to lose both this week and next week. And Hungary or Eastern Europe needs to win both their games this week and next week. And not only that, but Poland and Russia also need to not win many sets. He's so manner. I'm not exactly sure how many sets they don't need to win. Executor's still white. Every game. So manner. Let's see. Eastern Europe and Hungary. Hungary will have 12. Hungary will have 12. Eastern Europe will have 9. So 9 plus 8 is 17. Yeah, Eastern Europe would need to win like both of their next sets 4-0 and have Poland lose their sets and not just lose them 4-3 but lose them like 4-2 or 4-1. Hungary and Eastern Europe have some issues trying to get into the playoffs. It's pretty much locked up for Russia and Poland because Russia and Poland need, if they win either one of their next 2 games, they're in. If they win enough of their sets, like they go 3-4, 3-4, they're still in. Which is really surprising. Team Hungary. Team Hungary not looking as good as people thought they were going to. I guess part of the issue is like I don't think Zeke's played like in any of them. Just pick Zeke. Anyway, Infected once again is going to go for the the 9 pool with Extractor Trick. Now, if Infected goes for the same build again on this map, I think he's going to run into the same problem he had on Match Point. Oh, he's not really going to be able to defend very well. I mean, we'll see, but is that open? I can't remember. Is that actually open? I thought there were only 2 entrances to this little base. Anyway. I was thinking his strategy involves getting fast tech. So it'd be pretty sick to see him go for 3 expos where one of them is the middle one. Because I think you could set up a pretty nasty SimCity in... No, I don't think you could set up a nasty SimCity in here because you could only place like 1 hatchery. You place 2 hatcheries, 1 here and 1 here, but you couldn't put them like at the chokes. So, no. I don't think you could take the middle expo. That'd be pretty cool. Alright. Fresh is going to take his 3rd. Once again, a very quick 3 bases. Getting here just Extractor up. He's going to go for a Spire once again, most likely. Lurkers can be effective on this map, but considering that he went for the same build both other games in a row, I would be surprised to see him go for fast Lurkers. Now, what's really confusing me about Effective's build is all 3 of these games he's gone for a 9 pool, yet put absolutely no pressure on with his first 6 lanes. I mean, I don't know why. Oh man. Oh man, this wall. This wall's pretty bad. Is that even tight here? I don't think our gateway's over the forge. So I think I don't even think this is tight. And then this is a huge gap, and it's a huge gap that's not covered by the cannons. Son of a bitch. Thanks, project. Oh, I hate AWA's overlays. They're awesome, but man, when I forget to do my overlays, people can still at least see it. Fuck. I don't know why everybody... don't know why nobody said that earlier. I'm watching the chat. No, nobody said it in chat. Alright, man. I guess people just like the sound of my voice. They don't even need to see the game. Alright. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I guess Executor's going to be the first to mix things up. He is not building a Stargate. He is not building a Stargate. What is he going to do with a super fast Citadel? I think it was even scouted. That it overlords, now falling away. Although he didn't scout this area, so he must assume there's a Stargate. Ooh. He doesn't have a lot of gateways either. If he was going for some kind of weird zealot timing attack, then he would have thrown down more gateways by now. So maybe he's going for fast Archons? Maybe fast Archons? He has enough money for the temple. He should be throwing down the temple. No, that's a gateway. That's another gateway. Is he really... He's not throwing down a temple. I keep calling it a temple, but it's not a temple. It's a Templar archive. But whatever, there's all the Templar temple. It looks like he is just going to go for some type of really aggressive speed lot attack. Now, Executor did pick this map specifically, so this might be a special build he has planned for this map versus Zergs. And, well, I'll be. Infected did not go for a Spire. He is going to go for Lurkers. I like that from Infected, because I was saying Lurkers were effective on this map, but I just assumed he was going to do the same build 3 games in a row. But he mixed it up a little bit, so both players are going to mix it up. And I think Execution's going to come out on the bad end of this one, because he is going for a timing attack. A Zealot... he's throwing down the Archives now. It might be a Zealot Archon timing attack. And, oh, is it not going to work versus Lurkers? This is going to be... There's no way Zealot's going to be able to get up this. Lurker, 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 and it's safe. This is much more exposed, but still, Lurkers are going to be too much, and the Lurkers are done. It's not like if he can attack now, he might get there before the Lurkers finish. It's like, no, Lurkers are done. And he is... looks like he is going for... he's not getting Storm, and he definitely has enough money for it. So he is... Actually, what is he getting? I don't know what he's getting. He's not making anything out of any gateways. He's not making anything. He's making no units. He's getting a Robo. I don't know what he can get with Reavers. Why were there no Lurkers here? Why did you only have one Lurker here? Oh man, the Zealots run up, they snipe the hatchery. Man, it's a pretty bad mistake for Infected to only have one Lurker there. Oh boy. Well, he now has one more Lurker, but I don't think that's actually going to fix anything. That hatchery's not going to quite be cancelled, or be forced to cancel. And I don't know, man. That attack should not have done that much damage. Well, alright. So 68 still doesn't have Storm done quite yet. Doesn't have any Templars though. Very interesting. It's pretty normal aside from the fact that there's just no Corsairs. He's sacrificing it to get a few more units out. No, the Katrina's not trapped. It looks like it's trapped for a second. I'll see if it worked out. I mean, the Corsair, he was doing really good things with the Corsairs the other two games. Especially the first one. So, interesting to see with him not continuing with the Corsairs. But, well, first time attack worked out pretty well. Ooh, he's getting dropped. He is getting dropped. Does he have speed? Yes, he does have speed, so he doesn't need to already start moving overlords down that direction. There you go. I should probably turn on D&D, but no, can't do that. Anyway, next attack coming up. This time he does have a bunch of lurkers there, but observers are out. So, lurkers from the back are going to be able to clear that up. Alright. I'm not sure how much damage the Velsa can be able to do. They don't seem to be... I'm not sure what they're focusing down, because they're not going to be able to handle all the lurkers that are coming up from behind. So I think they need to focus on either taking out the lurkers that are already up there, or start taking out drones. Oh, finally get him down. I don't think he lost too many drones, but he did lose a lot of lurkers there. So not that bad of an attack. Probably not what he's looking for with it, but, oh, I heard a load up. Maybe he's just letting it down. Anyway, drop is done. But he's not moving guys into position to drop them. This is probably going to be the landing zone because this is a nice, pretty open, unscouted area. And you can load up guys here, just look them over. Kind of reformation. Anyway, this base should be a lot easier to take out. No lurkers, and he doesn't have all the stuff by the ramp. That creep colony is not going to finish in time. Although there are a lot of Zerglings streaming in. Pretty bad storm, but it doesn't matter because there's not that many Zerglings. And he's... now here come the lurkers. Will he be able to take out that base before the lurkers come? Or at least stall them at the ramp? It's going to be pretty close. Oh, gonna do some fancy micro. He does have an observer there, so he can fight the lurkers, but Archon now finishes. He's gonna be able to kill a couple of the drones? I guess about 2. Well, that High Templar has 1 storm. He can storm both the lurkers. Nope, he's not gonna storm the lurkers. Alright. Yeah, he was able to take out the pumpkins though, took out some drones. Killed a lot of lings too. So again, not that bad. He didn't send very many units to begin with. Still no drop from infected though. Not even threatening it. Okay. So... there's Queen's Nest. He is on 4 bases. So, it's time to go for Hive. Doesn't have that gas yet. He's floating a little bit high on the gas, so he didn't go for Spire earlier. And, ooh, is this going to be the drop? Oh, can I actually not see? Ooh, I can't see units in the drop ships. Oh. Alright. That one's gonna drop. Yes, it is gonna drop, but still pretty fast. Very fast, in fact. Oh, there's the drop. Executor's going to try to expand here. Probably can take it if he keeps his units in the general area. In fact, it isn't exactly massing up a big force yet. Still working on the Hive Tech stuff. Both players pretty content to play it passively. Ever since Executor hasn't really sent out for any attacks beyond larger than a control group, and he's been getting pretty diminishing returns with them. And meanwhile, Infected's been poking around a little bit, and other than some failed drops, not really much. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna go for it again. But all these bases are pretty heavily cannoned. I don't know where he plans on dropping. It's gonna work. Observer sees the drop even. But the Overlords can see the Observer, so they're gonna pull back. Ugh. I don't know if Infected's going to take another base at this point. Because he's doing a pretty good job of sitting on 4, but 4 isn't going to win him the game, and he's behind by about 40 supply now. Wait. It said 120, and then just jumped up to 160. He's hatching Ultralisks. Lots and lots of Ultralisks. Well, I think Infected needs to do some serious damage with this attack. 7 Ultralisks are a lot. So he'll have a good opportunity to. Is armor done on them? Ooh, he got double Ultralisk Cavern, so he's really gearing for his attack, not all in on his attack. It's a pretty scary force though. These Templars all have energy, but they didn't get the energy upgrade, so just two storms apiece. Another drop. Again, it's not gonna work. Well. Ooh. Dark Archon? It has Maelstrom. And actually they're going to be able to kill a gateway and a cannon. That's nice. Where'd the Dark Archon go? Oh, there it is. Another lurker drop. Again, it's not going to work. Man, these drops are being shut down really hard. In part because Executor's reacting to them, but mostly just because he has a lot of cannons. And the cannons are shutting them down here, shutting them down here. They kind of hurt here to some extent. And that's a lot of Ultralisks, but where's the rest of the army? Okay, he's pulling back with them now. He has a lot of Ultralisks. That's more than a control group, if you count the ones back there as well. And is he now going to attack with them? He did get the armor upgrade and does have the speed done for him. And here they go. There are a lot of Dragoons and no Defiler support, so the Dragoons will be very effective as long as he gets them into pretty good position. Storm's going down, hitting some of the stuff. Oh, that's a nice Storm. And now, the Dark Archons in the back, it does have one Maelstrom. It could do a lot of damage to the Ultralisks. But is not using it yet. They're clumping up. A lot of the Ultralisks are just dying anyway because there's so many goons. It wasn't a Zealot it was not a Zealot heavy army to begin with, and now the Maelstrom goes down. That's going to stop the Ultralisks a lot, and actually that might just turn the battle around. Because he was getting pushed back pretty severely, but now he's killed off a lot of the Ultralisks, and there are only 3 left. And a pretty even army trade, which most of the time would be good for the Zerg, but just because there were so many Ultralisks in that army, it wasn't as good as normal. It did give him time to set up this base, though, so he's now going to be on 5, but I'm not sure how long he can really secure it, because he doesn't have a lot of defenses there. And Protoss can pretty easily retake that if they want to. Or, not retake it, but just take it out. Still pretty even supplies, and once again, he's loading up for just a little bit of a drop. Oh, it looks like this time it is going to be a bit more of a drop. I'm not sure how many of those are full. We'll see. It'll help by the fact that Executor doesn't have as many guys out on the field, but these drops just haven't been working all game. Anyway, gotta fly him into the main. Cracklings on the gateways could do a lot of damage, but they're that Templar doesn't have enough energy. Well, let's see, man. If he can take out a lot of the gateways, that'll go a long ways towards stalling the Protoss from remaxing. Actually, it looks like this drop is going to be pretty effective. And none of these Templars have enough energy coming out. So, he's going to lose all of his gateways. How much damage is he going to be able to do beyond that? Cannons and Goons doing a pretty good job of shutting it down. There's still quite a bit of stuff, though. Doesn't look like the Zerg's going to be able to get much more. Probably just a couple more gateways before Protoss. Well, Protoss isn't actually building anything. There's a DT out, but there are Overlords there, so the DTs can be killed. Yep. It's just barely in range of that Overlord. And just a couple Ultralisks left. 2 now. Oh, there's a third one back there. They are going to kill off a few more guys, but probably not going to get too much more. And, DT's definitely going to clear them up because the Overlords are pulled out. I don't know where they flew off to. Well, if Protoss loses their army here, they're not going to be able to remax it. So, Protoss actually needs to be really careful with this attack. Well, they have no gateways, and a lot of Ultralisks are going to take a bunch of shots, but with no Cracklings, can't do that much damage on their own. But there's just so many Ultralisks that might be enough to polish through here, and eventually Cracklings come in from all sides to clean up everything else. And now Protoss can't remax, though. It's at 106 supply, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways. It hasn't even began to restart building the other gateways. So Protoss actually is going to have some problems. Stuck at 108 supply. And all of these gateways are heavily queued up. Going to switch into some Reavers just to try to be able to spend money faster because Protoss is floating a lot of money right now. And has no way to spend it. Reavers are a pretty good way to spend money. But Protoss is still stuck on 3 bases. They have 4 bases, but 2 are completely mined out, and this one is almost mined out. And they have a nice bank to run on for a while, so they do have some cushion before they really need to take another one, but it's still not the position they want to be in. And a lot of Ultralisks. Infected is doing such a good job of just continuously getting these Ultralisks up. He has very saturated bases at the 3 that are mining, more than Zergs normally do. Ooh, that gas is far away. I didn't realize that. I think the hatcher's just a little bit off the center, but not important. He has enough money. And it looks like he's going to go for yet another drop. Attack on the front to pull some attention away. And that attack on the front might be just more than he can handle to begin with. And now the Overlords are going to come up and attack and drop from the back of the Natural. Storms, very nice storms are going down on these Ultralisks while they're all clumped up. That's going to go a long way to hoping to save this base, but it still might not be enough. One Reaver in the back, I'm not even sure how it got back there. Oh, there's another Robo back there. And it needs to start making Scarabs. I don't know if it's going to be enough stuff to hold. There are 2 Templar there. No Templar there anymore. That Reaver can't do it all on his own. And the Reaver, well, the Reaver's actually going to be able to survive for... Nope, not quite. Didn't get that last shot off. It looks like... No, the attack's not going to be held off because more Cracklings are coming in. So I think the Natural is going to go down. Yet 2 more gateways lost. Down to only 5 gateways, or 6 gateways once those 2 fall. Still, and only 124 supply. He's starting to spend a lot more money. The Reavers are helping with that. But it may not be enough. Is that Reaver going to get sniped by Zerglings? That would be huge if the Zerglings could pick it off. And it looks like, yes, the Zerglings will pick it off with the help, one shot from the Ultralisk. And Executor's in a really bad spot here. Yes, the Natural's certainly dead. I think the main is dead as well. All the tech is in the main. And there are only 2 gateways outside. 3 gateways there, 1 more here. He's switching into mass Corsair production. I don't know what he's going to do with 2 Starports with Corsairs. I mean, he could try to go for a Sayer DT transition, considering that his opponent doesn't have any Hydralisks in an army. But it's a pretty desperate play at this point. A Plague goes down on the buildings. Plague does hurt buildings, but normally not seen. He really doesn't need the energy anyway. Although he doesn't have any... He needs to get the Zerglings to actually kill the cannon because the Ultras can't fit in to attack it. It's kind of funny. Oh, there we go. Zergling got it. So here comes some Corsairs. There is a single Hydralisk. And here comes the DT, so he is trying to go for like a Sayer DT transition at the very end. But it doesn't matter. It's going to take way too long for the Corsairs to push out the Overlords, and even if he does clean this up, he probably won't be able to do it before all the buildings go down. All the tech is gone, just Robo Bay is the only significant tech left. There is some lag in this game. Executors, the connection is not the best. So the lag is not just you. DT goes down. He actually just plagued the DT so he'd be able to see it, and then killed it off. Now all the tech's gone. There are just a few gateways, but even if he produces stuff out of it, they're going to die immediately. Throws down a fleet beacon. But not for carriers. He's still getting... Actually, I'm not sure why he has the fleet beacon, because he's not going for carriers. He's still going for more Corsairs. And he looks like he's going to go for some type of air transition. Well, you know what? This is what he needs to do, I guess, if he wants to get back into this. Sayer DT. Sayer DT. Is that another DT over there? No, it's an observer. Well, actually, Overlords pop, so these 2 DTs are going to get aggroed by the Sunken Colonies, but I think they're going to die before the Corsairs get back. Oh, Corsairs aren't even heading that direction. He does manage to save that base, but does lose a lot of drones in the process. He was oversaturated for a Zerg there anyway, so it won't slow down his mining too much. And he still has this base over here, this base up here. Executor's down to just 2 isolated bases. Now he's starting to make carriers. Alright. So the Corsair carrier combo, straight out of 2007. Kind of fell out of style because Zergs got better, and it's so hard to use Corsair carrier. I mean, one Plague goes down and you just want to cry. It's like worse than just battle cruisers. But he's gonna do a lot of damage with DTs. Just fly those guys away. I don't know. He definitely has an uphill battle ahead of him. Is Infected switching into any kind of anti-air play? I don't know if he even realized it's coming. He built a Greater Spire. And is he building Mutalisks? No, those are all Hydralisks. I don't actually see any Mutalisks for him. Oh, there's a Mutalisk, but it's dead now. Sometimes Zergs will build Devourers to try to counter huge Corsair numbers, to try to do splash damage of their own. Not direct splash damage, but splash damage through the corrosive stuff. And he's not making carriers out of this one, just a 2-base carrier. Actually, it's 1-base carrier because he's mined out there. I don't know. We're gonna have some. Oh, loses 1 Corsair. We're gonna see some refugee Protoss against Zerg, which is significantly harder than refugee Protoss against Terran. Ooh, those Devourers are gonna get killed. Or not. He's just going to go after the Overlords first. Plague goes down, only hits 1 Corsair, but these Hydralisks on the back can be able to kill off these Corsairs very quickly. And without Corsair support, carriers can die to Scourge very easily. They're not that good against a Mutalisk Devourer combo. And he only has 4 of them once he's finished. I don't know how he has 82 supply, though. I'm not sure what his 82 supply is in. Gonna build some Guardians. Guardians are pretty good with cannons. There's some Storms here, but none of these actually have energy. So, and they Storm dodging Guardians. Oh man, that's when you know your days just can't go right. You can't actually hit Guardians with Storms. There is 1 Corsair, but he's gonna have to deal with the Scourge first. I'm going to have to micro this very carefully. Oh, he doesn't micro against that last one, but now, there's some Mutalisks to come in to help protect the Guardians. He's going to lose the last mining base. How many carriers he has? Oh, he doesn't even have... If he has enough money to make the next set. Did he get the carrier upgrade? Yes, he did get the carrier upgrade. More Devourers being morphed. Not sure why that Templar ran out. That Templar needs to get the Storm off. Nope, didn't get the Storm off. 2 Corsairs not good enough to contend with that many Devourers. This base is probably going to fall eventually. I mean, the Guardians do have to chew through a lot of cannons and shit to get to take it out, but eventually they'll be able to do it. Here come the carriers. He didn't build interceptors in all of them. These couple of them have 2, a couple of them have 7. Those are probably the new carriers. He's still repopulating the new carriers. And well, carriers will help in this situation. You can micro them pretty effectively along the cliff against just Devourers. Devourers are not very good versus carriers, and they don't have an armor upgrade. So we'll see, man. He's going to be able to chase the Guardians away. Devourers are just shooting at the Interceptors. It doesn't do very much. And he's going to be able to take out the Hydralisks. So that's good. I mean, there's the issue of he has 1 mining base, and that mining base has less than 100 per patch. That's not so good. But he has carriers. Carriers are good. That's another Corsair. He's not making carriers over here. He probably doesn't have. He has enough money for 1. No, he doesn't have enough money for 1 anymore. And now he has enough money for 1 if he wanted to build it. I'm not sure why he's still in this game. I mean, Infected's pretty close to just mining out the rest of the map. I guess that DT was just never killed. There we go. Infected doesn't actually have a lot of money. He's kind of short on drones. The DTs did get a bunch of kills, I guess, because he was oversaturated at a lot of his bases before. But he's managed to repopulate his Corsair count. So, here you go, man. Corsair carrier. Carriers can outrange the spores if you do it correctly. And he might want to try to spread out the Corsairs just a little bit more to try to not take so much splash from the Devourers. And there goes a Plague. That's going to hit a lot of stuff. Oh, that's pretty bad. Hydra's going to run up. Even they snipe a Carrier. And the Devourers are just going to chase him away. He needs to be so careful with this micro because he cannot afford to replace anything at all. Trying to consume more stuff. Manages to kill off the Defiler before it hits again, but he only has 2 Carriers left and they both have no life, only shields. And then a nice lead of Corsairs, 9. Meanwhile, he found a pack of Overlords, so once he kills that Spore, he's actually going to be able to supply Bacchus' opponent pretty bad if he kills them all off. But 2 Carriers are going to take a while to kill off that Spore Colony. Actually, I don't know if the Spore Colony will just shoot at the Interceptors. They're shooting at the Carrier anyway. If he loses that Carrier, he's going to lose that Carrier to a Spore Colony. Oh, no. Only 1 Carrier left. It's going to go down. Now he's just Corsairs. And not even that many. 6 of them. Has he rebuilt? Long-distance mining. Has he rebuilt any Carriers? He has not rebuilt any Carriers. He's just down to some Corsairs. Ah, jeez. Well, those Scourge did not do very well, but killed off 1 or 2. GG from Executor. Finally. Infected wins it. Taking game 1 for Eastern Europe. Oops. 2. Boom. Alright. And I do have the next replay. So let's save those up. Oh, that's not where I wanted to save them. Apparently they're setting up the 2v2 game. Oh. Alright. Good War. Okay. Great next game. So, I do not know who's playing in this. This is week 5 of Altitude Nation War, sponsored by Altitude the Game, altitudegame.com. Nimley Gaming is who produces it. And this is going to be on the new map. Interesting. Let's see who the players are. Whoops. Too much. Okay, so, White and Teal are not playing. So we have DeWalt versus Blade. Okay. DeWalt. Does DeWalt have 2 teeth? Nope, just 1 teeth. DeWalt versus Blade. And we have a PvP. This map is pretty standard as far as 4-player maps go. Try to change this to white. There we go. I don't know how I paused that, but alright. Anyway, this is pretty standard as far as 4-player maps go. There's a natural here, and then a expo down on this side to make a nice triangle shape, and then one other expo at 3 and 9. So there's some pretty good macro opportunities. Shouldn't matter too much for a PvP. Alright, looks like I'm going to be booted from Fish. Anyway, both players scout in the wrong direction. Okay. So, DeWalt's pretty good, as Russian Protosses are. Blade, I'm not as familiar with, but Eastern Europe actually has some pretty good people, so he's probably not bad. Still gonna count in the wrong direction. Alright. Alright. Both players going for the assimilator first. Not going to go for any 10-12 gates. Probably a smart move on this map. Oh, I've been disconnected. Yeah, on okay. Apparently Deafy was just there to host. Very nice of him. And now both players are going to scout their opponents. They're going to see similar stuff. Ooh. Blade Zealot was slightly slower, so he was not at the ramp to block. But DeWalt doesn't quite micro correctly, so he gets a couple hits off. But he also allows the probe in, so both probes are going to be able to see what is going on. DeWalt has a little bit of an advantage because his probe is not taking any damage. And Blades has. Meanwhile, DeWalt's put the anti-manner pylon to defend. Blade did not, but it's going to be hard to sneak in a pylon there. There's a pretty good probe saturation at this point in the game. Still pretty similar timing. Now we're going to see what type of tech both players go for. And neither player is going to be too eager about throwing down their tech before they actually kill the probe off. They don't want to reveal their hand. So it'll be interesting to see how long they wait. Both players actually should have enough money for it pretty soon. They both get their range first, because range is a very important upgrade in this matchup. But they both have the gas for it, not quite the minerals yet. And ooh, DeWalt's probe is just going to retreat. He's not going to stick around. He's going to pull out just in time to not die to that goon. Very savvy to not lose it. It only takes one Zealot shot the entire time. But he won't have it stick around long enough to see what kind of tech is going down. So he's going to be in the dark with that respect. Can't throw down the robotics facility. So it could be Reavers or Observers. Both players throw down the robotics facility. So if one of these players does go for Reavers, they will have a slight advantage, but not a terribly big one. And it's pretty much just mirror builds for both players so far. It's going to throw it on the second gateway. Blade has been a little bit behind in all of his timings, but not significantly. But for all intents and purposes, they're in the exact same position. 2 Zealots, 2 Goons, 2 Zealots, 2 Goons, 2 Gateways, 2 Gateways, Robotics Facility. DeWalt does not have enough money immediately for the Robo, but he does. Nope, he's going to send it on the Observatory first. Going to play the safer route. If his opponent had gone DTs and he goes Reavers, he can sometimes not quite get the Observer out in time. But by going for the Observer first, that won't be an issue. Blade also gets his Observatory first. So continuing the completely mirror builds. And now both players are going to continuously pump Goons to try to get their Goon numbers high. I guess the first real difference, Blade threw down a pylon at the front to try to detract some Goon hits if he is attacked. And DeWalt put his pylon here where he can see drops coming in better. Ooh, and Blade also is looking for drops, but he is much more aggressive with his pylon placement. He places it in the third expo for DeWalt. So he'll be able to see when DeWalt wants to take that expo, but he could lose that pylon. No, I don't think that Observer could quite see it. Let's see. Is he moving out? No, he's not moving out. Very lucky that Observer was just a little bit too high to see that pylon, otherwise he could have lost it for free. It would not have served the purpose of revealing when DeWalt wants to expo. And now DeWalt has taken his natural. Is Blade also going to take his natural? It looks like this probe is setting up to do the same exact thing. He's going to try to hunt that observer down. Is he going to get it? He's actually going to get it. And Blade picks up his first kill of the game. Actually, I think there was a scouting probe that came later that might have died. No. No, the scouting probe got away. So that is, in fact, his first kill of the game. Anyway, DeWalt has set up his Robo, and now he's queuing up a Reaver, just like I took away. Does Blade have a Robo? Blade does not have a support facility, so he's going to be Reaverless for a little while. He's actually throwing down a 4th gateway. Alright, so now we have some separation. DeWalt going for Reavers, and Blade going for a faster 4 gateways. He will be up on 4 as DeWalt just finished his 3rd. With some good micro, DeWalt should have the advantage in that scenario, but if he messes up with his Reaper micro, then he might lose to Blade's larger good numbers. Ooh, and Blade is going to go for a Citadel, so he will be adding some Templar to his army instead. Templar can be more effective than Reavers if it goes into a later game, which it does seem like this one is, because neither player is really aggressive at all. But Templars take a little bit more time to actually get out, and if you only have one, it's not really worth it compared to if you only have one Reaver, which is can be very devastating. Anyway, DeWalt is actually not building a shuttle for the Reavers. He's just using them as defensive Reavers. He has no intention of moving out with them. And here comes Blade for an attack now. He scouted out his opponent. He probably saw the Robo support facility. But with no shuttles, it's going to be kind of hard to micro these Reavers. I mean, he can take out the free goon. No, not quite. Blade pulls it away before he can get off the second shot. And here comes the goons, and now is he going to get that Reaver snipe? He does. He gets the Reaver snipe and only loses one goon in the process, and he's just going to pull completely back. A very nice move from Blade, and DeWalt getting too aggressive with his Reaver. Now the second Reaver is now here, so he'll still be safe, but losing that first Reaver is a pretty big loss. I mean, 100 gas and 300 plus minerals, depending on how many scarabs he built. Meanwhile, Blade is adding down more gateways, 2 more gateways in fact, bringing him up to 6. He has not thrown down the archives yet. Still waiting for that. And both players have some saturation of their naturals. I just noticed that these naturals are a little bit weird because they only have 7 patches. A lot of naturals have 8. Ew, and these episodes only have 6. So there are a lot of bases on these maps, but they don't have as many patches. Interesting. But they all are gas bases. So, which makes it different for other matchups, not particularly for this one. Is Blade really not going to get the archives? It appears he's not getting the archives. He's getting it for speed. Interesting, because he hadn't added any zealots up to that point, but now he's going to add a bunch of zealots. He hasn't even taken the gas here, so yeah, Blade's going to transition into a pretty zealot-heavy army. And zealots can be really effective in a PvP, especially when it gets too big of numbers to micro. If you use them correctly, sometimes it can be hard to control, because if you have them too far in front of the goons, and they get killed off too quickly, but if you have them too far back... oh no. Well, that Reaver did get a lot of kills before Reaver did get a lot of kills before the shuttle was sniped. Transferring back, it was up to 15 before it died. So it was roughly even resource for resource trade. Let's see, 15 kills is 750 minerals compared to 200, 100 for the Reaver, plus 200 for the shuttle is 400, 100, plus however many you made in Scarab. So about 750 resources on both sides. But usually the probe kills are more important because it takes a while to reproduce the probes as opposed to reproducing the Reaver. It's a pretty big army for Blade. Actually, it's not that big of an army. DeWalt has a bigger supply lead. Well, DeWalt has 9 gateways. Blade only has 6. He's now adding the Templar Archives and getting the Forge so he can have upgrades. Actually, pretty late forges for both players. Normally in PvPs that look a little more like this with 2 standoffish armies, you get that upgraded a little sooner. But it looks like Blade's going to make the attack now. He has a pretty good angle. Speed is done for Blade. I don't know if it's done for DeWalt, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have many zealots to begin with. And Blade, if he can take out those Reavers pretty quickly, it looks like he's going to be in a pretty good position. Although DeWalt does have a lot of goons. He does take out the Reavers, but I think DeWalt has just too many goons at this point. Blade is a little bit better of an arc, but DeWalt had almost double the number of goons at one point. So Blade is going to be forced to pull back now with a okay number of goons, but I'm not sure what he's going to be able to hold this. Usually you have some kind of tech unit in the reserve as a defense mechanism in case this, but Blade did not go for tech. He just got a lot of gateway units. And now he does have some zealots back here, but we're back down to low enough numbers where you can start to micro around the zealots, even with speed. And the zealots are going to go down pretty quickly. You're going to tank some good damage, but there are just so many goons here, it might not matter. He's trying to do some micro. Control group and a half of goons left compared to 3. And some more zealots streaming in, and Blade GG's. DeWalt takes the first game. Reavers are good. There we go. Oh, right. Forgot about that. Alright, let's go into game number 2 between DeWalt and Blade. See if Russia can tie it back up. I mean, Eastern Europe got a pretty big upset last week. We want to keep the train rolling. Oops. Alright, so we have DeWalt in the top position as orange. Blade in the bottom position as blue. Change that to black. Alright. So PvP on Eye of the Storm is going to look pretty similar to the last map. It's another 4-player map. Again, you can take expos in a triangle pattern of your natural and then another one back in this direction. This time though, the triangle expo is going to be a little bit easier to take just because it's you're triangling away from your opponent as opposed to triangling towards them. Not really a big difference. I'd be surprised if they took a third this game. And DeWalt is not going to bother to scout his opponent this time around. Blade's going to send up the normal probe at 9 and is going to scout in the wrong direction. He's going to find his opponent last. Is DeWalt not scouting because he's doing something funky? We'll have to see. Well, he throws on his gateway now. So he got a couple extra runs with that probe before sending it out. Probably only a difference of about 30 minerals. But little mentions like that can change it, especially when you have games that develop like last time into just mirror builds. Anyway, looks like this time around Blade's actually a little bit faster with his building. Not an appreciable difference. But you'd imagine DeWalt would be a little bit faster because DeWalt kept his probe mining there a little bit longer. Anyway, DeWalt's going to find the opponent first. Zealot's going to be nowhere near enough time to try to block. So he's going to hang around for a while, probably attack a probe. Oh no, he's going to go for the Manor Pylon, and that is a good Manor Pylon. He trapped 3 probes. Looks like Blade's going to try to glitch him through, but he's having trouble doing it. There goes 1, still 2 left. Ooh, but DeWalt doesn't micro properly and loses his probe. Was he attacking one of them and I didn't see it? No. He wasn't attacking any of them. He was just messing up a little bit. And he allows the Pylon to finish, still trapping 2 probes, and because they were spending so much time trying to glitch around, they weren't actually doing any damage. And now, looks like DeWalt wants to continue with the attack. He's bringing a Zealot and a probe. He's not making it... Oh, now he's making another Zealot. And the core's going down. So he's going to try to get a little bit aggressive here. He didn't quite get those units there in time to save the Pylon. A lot of times you would like to get those units there in time so that the Zealot won't be able to focus down on the Pylon. They are forced to deal with the Zealot and the probe. And oh no! Oh no! Bit of a mismicro by DeWalt. He traps his own probe and lets it get killed off by the Zealot. And now he even lost a hit on the Zealot, so he couldn't take it out one-on-one if he wanted to. He's just going to try to take out as many probes as possible before eventually being killed, but he's already taken out 1. And ooh, just a little bit of a gap. 1, 2, 3. 2 probes down. And he's going to make another lap around. Looks like Blade's going to play it a little bit smarter now. He's actually keeping one of the Zealots back so he can hit him on the return. But DeWalt is weaving his juking and jiving with his Zealot. And he's going to get another one. He is going to get another one. He's up to 3 kills and still has a good amount of health left. You can tank enough shots to kill 1, maybe even 2 more, depending on how good his micro is. Goons are on the way, though, so his timing for this is starting to run close. Once those goons come out, he will not survive very much longer. Oh, attacking 2 different probes on that one. He's attacking a lot of different probes. He's stuck now. Oh, no, he's stuck on that probe. And that's going to be the end of that Zealot. But he does get 3 kills. Trading a Zealot and a probe for 3 probes. A good trade for DeWalt. Ooh, but he doesn't block his ramp properly, so that probe is going to get another scout off. I'm not going to see anything interesting, though. DeWalt has not thrown down any tech. He is close enough. Now he has enough money for it if he wants to. Probably going to make some goons first, though. Yeah, he's going to make the goons first. And is DeWalt going to go for another attack? 3 goons versus 2 Zealots, 2 goons. Theoretically, DeWalt should be able to beat this if he micros it properly, although he has to worry about fighting up the hill. And no, he's not going to try. Just going to pull back. It was going to be a very hard fight to win. Those Zealots can tank so many hits. And Blade went for a 3-gate. So it looks like Blade is not going to go for any early tech this game. DeWalt's just thrown down his Robo facility. Will he get the Observer again first, or will he go for Reavers? If he gets Reavers out to defend against this 3-gate, I think that DeWalt's going to be in a pretty good position. Both players' goon range is done, but DeWalt's going to have such a hard time going up this uphill. It's not so much of a choke, but you get the advantage, and the misadvantage matters a lot in goon versus goon battles. But he's going to go for it anyway. I'm not sure why. He loses a Zealot instantly, and he's taken some hits on his goons. He does kill a Zealot, though, but now he loses 1 goon. He loses a 2nd goon, even. Well, 5 versus 5, but now 4 versus 4. But DeWalt's going to be forced to pull back, and Blade doesn't want to pursue because he's going to run into the same position once DeWalt reaches his hill. But a little bit of a micro slip by DeWalt there to allow his goons to die. Meanwhile, he didn't go for a Reaver first, he went for an Observatory. Has not thrown down the support bay yet. And Blade might be able to exploit a little bit of a timing here, where DeWalt spent some money on some tech, yet does not have any units to defend himself for spending that money on tech. He's building a shuttle, but I don't see any Robo facility yet. So I'm thinking he's going to try to... I don't know what he's doing with that shuttle. Okay, there's a Robo support support facility. He's just making the shuttle quite a bit early. That's fine. Well, Blade is going to have more goons. And what is this probe doing? That'd be a pretty risky expo. If he was in fact going for it. He's scanning at his opponent now. He's going to see that his opponent does not have very much tech. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to go for an attack as soon as his first Reaver or two finish. Either after his first Reaver finishes or after his second Reaver finishes. To try to hit Blade before his Reavers get out. There definitely is going to be a timing there because he needs to finish not only the robotics facility but also the support bay, and then actually build the Reavers themselves. We'll see, man. First Reaver's out. Is he going to go for it with just one? Will he try to do some more harass? It looks like DeWalt. There we go. He is moving out. So, how many more goons does Blade have in comparison? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 4, 7, 10, 13. So 13. Oh, Reaver gets dropped. Only gets one probe. 13 goons and 2 zealots compared to 12 goons and a Reaver. Assuming that the Reaver doesn't die immediately, that should be an advantage for the guy with the Reaver. And he's going to fly back and pick up the second Reaver, and he might go for the attack once that shuttle gets back. He has an observer to see exactly what he's dealing with, and I think that's a pretty favorable matchup. The only issue is this high ground. He could try to go around through the bottom expo, but that's a pretty risky move trying to go up chokes. Although Blade wouldn't know that it's coming because he doesn't have observers of his own. How far away is his tech? He's once again not going for Reavers himself. He's going to go for some speed. And here comes DeWalt with his 2 Reavers. He sees the 2 goons there, though. That's a pretty risky move to try to deal with them. Well, he is going to try to get into a better position, and Blade does not know it's coming. If he was able to get down here, this could be a really hard thing for Blade to try to fight through. Or for DeWalt to try to fight through. But because Blade does not have the observers, he can't see the positioning of the goons, and now the goons are in a really good position. They don't have to fight up a high ground, and the Reavers have been dropped. Ooh, how is Blade going to micro against this to try to snipe the Reavers? Here comes all the units. Doing a pretty good job. The shuttle goes down, but both the Reavers still have full health. And now the Reavers are going to do a lot of damage. That Reaver is in a perfect position where the goons could not get to him, but the Reaver could hit all of the goons. It already has 7 kills and is going to go for more. It doesn't have the shuttle, so it's pretty vulnerable, but it doesn't matter. Just because DeWalt has so many goons, he could lose that Reaver and still win the game. Blade GG's. And DeWalt takes a quick 2-0 for Russia to tie it back up. Very nice play. This is Altitude Nation Wars week number 5. Second to last week before the playoffs. If Russia wins, they are in for sure. If Eastern Europe loses, they are out for sure. I don't have the next replay yet. Oh, now I do. Alright. go into set number 3. Oh, on chain reaction. I do not like chain reaction. Ooh, really? Russia sent out a Terran on chain reaction. Interesting. Well, Project is a very good player. Capio is pretty good, but not quite Project level. I do think that Capio has an advantage on this map, just because this map is, I think this map is pretty Zerg favored. Just in my opinion. Yeah, man, look at that guy spam. And really, it's not going to fall that much when he actually starts playing. It's going to go down to like, it's like low 600s, or 500, 600 range. It's going to go down to like 400, 500 range. This guy's a monster. Anyway, Capio, this is not the early scout to really scout Project early. It's a 2-player map, so it's not as if the Overlord's not going to get there. He just really wants to see what Project is doing. Project not known to be a cheesy player, but on this map there are so many places for proxies. And now that I come to think of it, Project has cheese before. It's not like he's completely removed from the cheese, but a lot of free cheese I've seen him do involves proxy vultures. Ooh, Project getting fancy. He cancels the SCV off of the barracks to fight the drone and then pulls them away. Meanwhile, Capio's going for a 12 hatch. That's good. Actually, Capio's microing that very well. How much health does he have left? 11. Alright, he's gonna pull back with 11. Or not. Oh, he's coming back. Gonna take 2 more hits. Oh no! Drone died just before it could get enough health to sustain 1 more. And Project draws first blood. Anyway, Capio getting the extractor and the spawning pool pretty early. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for a 2-hash Mutalisk build. That's, it seems like it'd be really strong in this map. The distance between the bases is rather close, and there's a lot of ground to micro. In fact, in Pro League, I think there's been 2 TVZs on this map, and both of them involved 2-hash Mutalisk. Anyway, will he get speed? No, he's going for this. He's not getting speed first. He's going for really fast 2-hash Mutalisk. Pretty much as fast as you can go. Meanwhile, Project's getting a gas now. It's still unclear what he can do. In Pro League, Terran's neck on this map. But, that refinery timing's kind of ambiguous. It could be for the factory, it could be for, well, he hasn't started the academy yet, so I guess it is for a factory. Yes, it is for a factory. Project, very good with his vultures, probably the unit he uses the best. He's just so active with them, always using them for harass. He's very good with the micro, and almost more importantly than just the harass, he's always laying mines. Very rarely do his vultures die with mines still in tow. He's making sure he gets them out on the map so he can get the map vision, he can pick up some free kills. I didn't notice the mineral field before. Except for, like, if you want to wall this way? There's a lot of minerals to have to mine out, though. That's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of destructible stuff on this map. The temple back here, there's some minerals that can be mined out but take a while, or either a while or a lot of probes. No, it just takes a while, because it's not stacked minerals, it's just one fast 40. And then there's a warp gate over here, which can be destroyed. Anyway, Capio is in fact going for the 2-hash Muta. Has he saved up enough larvae? He has enough money. And it looks like that third larva will pop just in the nick of time. It does here, and it does here. So a very nice timing with him for his 2-hash Mutalisk. And Project's doing something funky, because he got an Academy, but it was a factory before Academy. And he's getting a starport. I think Project's getting pretty greedy with his build here, because he doesn't have a lot of stuff. And no turrets. He's throwing down so many buildings, because the starport's down, adding on to it, getting the armory, already had the factory, got the engineering bay, but isn't building turrets out of it yet. There we go. One turret going down, and the second turret going down, but the Mutalisks are on the way. Those turrets will just barely finish, but one turret's not quite enough. I think that Capio has a pretty good opportunity to do some real damage against Project. I'm not sure what Project was thinking with this build. I guess he just... he's going Valkyrie. Okay. That's what he's thinking with this build. Valkyrie versus 2-hash Mutalisk is pretty risky to try to get the Valkyries out and to hope that they don't get Scourged. But Capio knew what was going on. He started building Scourge before he even scouted that, so good knowledge. Meanwhile, Project's gonna run in with Vultures and oh no! Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Oh, Capio has some problems. This is the problem with 2-hash Mutalisk, is that you have nothing to defend your gates against Speed Vultures. 5 kills, 3 kills, and then however many the other one had. Meanwhile, he brought his Mutalisk back even. Oh, and that's the kiss of death in the 2-hash Mutalisk build. If you have to bring your Mutalisk back, you're not doing damage. Your opponent not only knows what you're doing, but now has enough time to defend against it. Oh, very nice move from Project with that run by. So easy to get just a little bit too lulled and thinking that I'm just going to keep attacking them. The best defense is good offense mentality. But then those people just come, and that ruins you. Anyway, only one Valkyrie out though. Is he still making more? Yes, he is. I think he lost one. Either that or he wasn't producing them, because he should have more. He lost a couple of Mutalisks to Marine Fire unnecessarily. The Valkyrie's coming back now. The Project's continuing to build Vultures. And man, is Capio going to have some issues dealing with these Vultures? He's morphing a lot of Lurkers. Wow. Alright. So he has pretty much Muta Lurker combo. Very gas heavy. He's taking this base down here, but he hasn't taken a gas for it yet. And the Lurkers are now burrowing at Project's front. Project doesn't have any vessels or any tanks to deal with the Lurkers, so it's going to be kind of hard for him. He's throwing down a bunker of defense now. He definitely needs that. But he's probably going to lose these supply depots and maybe even the barracks. Probably not the barracks. We'll look that up in time. But here comes Project with Vultures, with another Vulture attack. And this time he's going to slip in 3 right by the... not quite far enough by the sunken defense. So he's has 2 still alive. Capio pulls his probes his drones pretty early this time. And going to kill off the Vultures. Meanwhile, Capio trying to run some Lurkers up here out of range of the bunker. SCV in the bunker. Just to try to be even more annoying to be able to range some of this stuff. And I think it's going to work out pretty well. He doesn't actually have anybody in this bunker. Now he has stuff in the bunker, but he's not repairing it. So I think... he is repairing it, kind of? With like 2? Oh no. Capio is going to lose all of his Lurkers. Project, I didn't think that was going to work because the bunker's already damaged, but he knew exactly how many SCVs he needed to pull and killed off those 3 lurkers that were a pretty big threat. And now Capio only has 1. He doesn't have the gas capabilities to reproduce lurkers terribly quickly. He only has 3 at the moment, or at least 3 at the base. And he's still producing Mutalisk, which is hampering his lurker production even more. This gas is now just coming online, but still a little ways away. I'm not sure what he saw down here. Ooh, you have to destroy 2 buildings to get back there. You have to destroy temples and then this warp gate. Nope, he's not making any more Valkyries. He's just gonna stick with 2 for the moment. No. I don't know. All the success he's been having this game has not been because of the Valkyries. So, I'm not even sure if they would be successful. They might have been, but he just was having trouble getting them into the combat. Doing a pretty good job without him anyway. Oh. First Valkyrie kill. Oh, that's not on fire. That was the ferrets that have floated back here. Well, project's gonna need to expand. I'm not as familiar with the exos on this map, but probably the easiest one's gonna be the 3rd that's right up here. It's gonna be kind of hard to defend against speedlings because there's an entrance over here and an entrance up here, but I think it's still gonna be the easiest one on the map. Still does not. There we go. There's the first science vessel. Building a 2nd starport so you can get lots of science vessels out. Stims forward, loses a couple marines, but not too much. Good trade for 3 lurkers. And what is Capio going to do to defend against this? He's not close to hive tech, is he? No, the Queen's Nest is still morphing. So he's going to have to defend this with just Lurker Ling. It's going to be hard. He might be able to get a pretty good attack in if Project's a little bit too careless with his tank. And actually, here comes the attack. Mutalisk leads the charge. All the Zerglings go down instantly, but it gives the Lurkers enough time to burrow. And I was going to force the Terran back for a while, but the tanks can outrange the Lurkers. And now the Lurkers reposition, moving in, but this time they don't have any Lurkers. They don't have any Zergling support to cover them, and all the Lurkers die. Only kill 1 siege tank. Oh no. There's 1 science vessel out. Another one should be on the way pretty soon. And oh, the science vessel is going to go down. That's a huge blow to Project. And now he's definitely going to be forced to pull back. Losing a lot of marines in the process there. But now Project's going to be stalled here until that next science vessel comes. He's going to get some more reinforcements though. A lot of new reinforcements actually. Where's the next science vessel? It's on the way. There should have been another one. I'm not sure where the other one went. Maybe he got screwed instantly. Anyway, Valkyrie gonna do some harass on these overlords. And Project, well, he's just gonna scan his way forward. How much energy does he have? 2 scans plus 2 scans. Are those the exact same energy? Yes, they are. So he still does have 4 scans. He can make something happen, but it's gonna be slow. Hive. Well, I think Capio might be able to survive long enough for Hive, but he needs to not die here, and that might be just a little bit too tall of an order. There's so many units for Project. It's actually going to be very hard to hold off. More Lurkers going down, getting a good number of Marine kills, but there's enough that just doesn't matter. And Capio GG's. A pretty quick GG, but he was in a bad position, so it's understandable. And Project wins game 1 pretty convincingly on a map that I thought was really good for Zerg. But that Vulture run by. Just like he Vulture ran by, and that was it. Game over. Oh, let's go to game number 2. I will probably end up casting German versus Latin America, but I'm not sure. Alright. Capio is red. Project is teal. There we go. The map is destination, another 2-player map. Well, the bases are spread farther apart, and the bases are spread farther apart. You can do some more with lurkers on this map, because you can hide lurkers behind the natural and be super annoying. But Mutalisks are not as good, because the rush distance is a lot bigger, or the flying distance is a lot bigger. Although this map is more susceptible to muta harass than most. This backside is open, and the backside behind the natural is open. There are not that many maps that have both of those. Anyway, this game Capio is not going to send out the fast drone scout. So it means you might not be planning on going 2x Mutalisk again. You don't really need to send it out. I guess you just wanted to make sure Project wasn't doing anything super cheesy, so he didn't have to build lanes last time. But this game is going to go for something a little bit more robust. Doesn't need to worry about that. Meanwhile, Project is positioning his barracks as if he's not going to, as if he's not going to 1-rack FE. He still might, just because building a barracks over here is a lot harder to block because of the double bridge, but not such a strong indication. And looks like the SUV is going to play the Protoss game. He's going to deny this expo. Capio's not sending another drone. He's going to wait for those Zerglings to finish. And actually, this expo is going to get delayed a lot. He's already at 360. That's 400 now. Yeah, up to 400 minerals and climbing. Still going to be a little while before... There we go. The links pop. Still need to run over. Oh, is he actually going to catch the drone? No, not quite. The drone's going to have to pull back, though. And Capio's going to be at like 500 minerals before he's able to... Oh, more than 500 minerals. He might actually get up to 600 minerals before he's able to throw down that natural. A very effective delay by Project there. Alright, 560. 560 plus there were some wasted on the extractor check. Although it's only like 12, so it really doesn't matter. But, here comes Capio with his first 6 lanes. Going to be able to kill that SCV off pretty... No, not going to kill that SCV off. We're just going to let it run by. And this ramp is going to be pretty well blocked by 2 SCVs. Yeah, that's going to be enough to handle just those lanes. So Project should be good. And Project is going for a fast factory. And he's still mining gas. So if he just wants to get out that fast vulture... The vultures were very good from last game, but last game he had speed vultures, not slow vultures, so it's going to be harder for him to do damage with them. But doing it this way is going to get him better economy. Or not really better economy, because he's not taking an expo, but just really, really fast. And he's starting to mine gas again. He's mining gas out of 1... He's mining gas with 1. So it might... So he might be going for a, excuse me, he might be getting just enough gas to throw down the machine shop and then get vulture upgrades. Meanwhile, he's throwing down a barracks. Given that he's not getting the gas, I would imagine he's going to try to expand relatively soon. Meanwhile, Capio is going to scout for the proxy building in the back. It's a good move. But here comes Project vs. Vulture. It killed the Zergling that was scouting there. And Capio's going to get a creep colony down, but it's not going to be in time. And how close is speed to being done? Speed has not been started. So actually, with a Project Good Vulture Micro, this could do a lot of damage. I mean, it's going to be a slow, laborious process, but theoretically, Capio can't touch him until the speed finishes with the Zerglings, or he gets a Hydralisk Den or a Spire or something. Anyway, up to 5 kills. He needs to avoid that Sunken. That's what's going to do a lot of the damage. And now, he does get up to 6 kills, so certainly not a waste of a Vulture, but gets surrounded in the back there. Too much Sunken damage, really. And probably just going to follow it up with a pretty strong timing attack. Just the standard one control group of Marines with 2 M&M. Not 2 M&M, 2 medics. Stim is researching. He might decide to wait long enough. He's waiting around for more medics. He might decide to wait long enough so that he's pushing while range is being researched. But how far along are Capio's and Mutalisks? Spire, only halfway done. He's still quite a ways away with his 3-hatch build. Throwing down 2 more creep colonies. He saw how many Marines there were with that Zergling. So, he knows he needs to be careful. This Vulture's going to head out, but it's not going to be able to get past 3 Sunkens. So, it's either going to die if he gets too close, or he might turn around to just hang out at the front. Oh, that Sunken just did not finish in time. So, the Vulture is just going to chill. That push is going to be so hard to get over the double bridge. I think the double bridge is going to come in Capio's favor right there. It's going to be good enough for him to not die here. He might need to make some Zerglings, though, because he's just on Sunkens right now. No. He has the Spire, but he's not making the Mutalisk. Now he's starting to make a couple of Mutalisks, but only 2. And here comes the Stim from Project. He's going to go for a run-by? He's going to go for a run-by. He's just going to bypass the 4 Sunkens there. The Sunken on the end probably didn't do anything at all. And now Stim Firebats are just chewing through the drones, and nothing to stop him from going into the main. He didn't make a lot of Mutalisks, so it was going to be very hard to micro against this force, and there were still 2 Firebats. So pulling the probes isn't going to help a lot, because the Firebats are just going to chew through them so quickly. And there were only 2 Mutalisks made, and now they instantly go down, and Capio GG's. Project, man. Project's pretty good. Project's pretty damn good. Alright. A1 needs a second. Man. I'm not sure why Capio didn't have enough money for more Mutalisks at the end there. He built some Scourge, so I think he was assuming that Project was going for a Valk build again. There's no other reason to build Scourge that quickly. I mean, if he was able to make the full set of 9, that might have been enough to micro against that Marine force. But the 9 was cut down by the fact he had to make some Sunken colonies, then cut down by the fact that he made some Scourge. Let's get this score ready. Remember that if Russia wins, they have secured a playoff spot straight up. Might not be first, depending on how Poland does, but they don't need to be first. They just need to get the playoff spot. And Eastern Europe, if they lose today, they are definitely out. There is no hope for them to be able to get in. And even if they don't lose, it's still kind of weird because Eastern Europe needs to win the next 2, and they need either Poland or Russia to lose the next 2. Oops. Oh man, I have to move this now. No, let's try to make this look pretty. But not far enough to the right. Oh. Not high enough. Actually harder than it looks. Just because of this. It's weird. I don't want to explain it. Anyway, putting new games in there. Boom. Continue. Alright. Create, browse, game 1, number 8 on Eye of the Storm. Let's go into set number 4. This is week 4 Altitude Nation War, week 5 Altitude Nation War between Russia and Eastern Europe. For Russia, we have Must, who is a very talented Russian Protoss. He is yellow. On the right side, we have Technics. Ooh, probably Technics is might be Eastern Europe's best player. I don't know who else would be better. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Technics is their ace. Sorry. I'm actually checking to see if there's anybody else I forgot about. But no. I'm pretty sure Technics is their best with Capio second. So. Oh, forgot to change Technics to color. Let's see what he can do. Must is going to go for the normal 9 scout. He's going to scout. Probably last though. Let's see. I hope that Must can set up a better wall. Because last PvZ we saw on this map, I did not like the Protoss wall at all. It looked ugly. I don't think it was that good. But we'll see. Technically you can go for a 12 hatch. Good economic build. I don't know what they're talking about. Must is actually going to send up the extra drone scout just to find his opponent. He would prefer to not have to throw down two cannons immediately. But he's going to find that he does not need to throw down cannons at first. I think he should be able to just go Nexus first if he wants to, because that spawning pool still has a long way to go. And indeed, he will go Nexus first. He has enough money for it now. There we go. Although I like the setup for this wall a lot more. You put gateway here. I'm pretty sure that's tight. Then cannon. Looks better. There's still the issue of you can get goons out. There's still a little bit of the issue of if you put cannon, then this cannon doesn't help a lot versus Zergling run by, so it might be cannon, which would help out a little bit more, but doesn't look quite as pretty. I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to go cannon and then cannon. Anyway, he morphed 3 eggs, but they were all drones. So, but Must kept his scouting probe around, so he will know that he still does not need to throw down cannons if he doesn't want to. How far will Texas go before he makes his first Zerglings? I've seen a lot. I've seen the Zergs go pretty far into the game before making their first set, like up to like 27 supply or something. Yeah, 27 supply with the 3rd hatchery finishing, and then 1 more Overlord. But this probe is going to be safe until the first Zerglings pop. That's really the reason to make Zerglings. It's just if you want to make the scout go away. I mean, eventually they'll help you like defending itself and stuff. Ooh, Technics 4 hatch before Zerglings, and now the Zerglings are being made. Interesting. Well, Technics can get very greedy, and this base is going to be kind of hard to defend. There's so many different attack paths, and it's so close to your opponent. I'm not I'm not sure why he decided to go with this base in particular, what made that base special, but he probably has a reason for it. I mean, you don't go for 4 hatcheries before Zerglings, unless you've planned it out. Anyway, I was right about the cannon placements, although he threw that other cannon so late. It's not going to matter though, because one zealot plus the cannon is going to be enough. And then that zealot's actually not in a really good position to stop the run by though. He technically could try to run. No, the zealot's pulling back. And even when he got in, there is a zealot out, so the run by wouldn't do too much damage. Oh, gets us around on the Goon. But not all the Zerglings fire on it, so they do about 100 damage to each, and don't finish either off. And Must is going to scout out the space. Now I wonder how Technics plans on defending it. I mean, there are some chokes here, so you can throw down some. You can probably do some really nice SimCity here. But it just seems like such a risky base to take, especially considering that there's not even a gas. On a 4-player map, you can always just take the other, a neutral main natural. So I'm trying to figure out what his plan is. That might be his plan. He might just be going for 5-hatch Hydra. Double Hydralisk then. Ooh, he wants those upgrades fast. But actually, this one was started so far later that, well, no, it'll help. Yeah, he's gonna go for some serious Hydra bust here. And I guess that's the rationale for putting the hatchery here, is that he wants to be able to funnel in Hydralisks as fast as possible, and that means building the base pretty close. Meanwhile, these Corsairs are going to supply block him. Certainly not going to help with the Hydra bust. Did he lose 2? No, he just had a whole batch pop. Or start making, I mean. Anyway, as you can see, he's getting the upgrade simultaneously. It was not a mistake to make 2 Hydralisks then. But he needs to avoid losing Overlords, because if he gets supply blocked, that's a really good way of hampering a Hydra bust. And these Hydralisks, it's only 1 Hydralisk, but it really does need to get in there to try to defend. Actually, these Corsairs are just going to ignore the Hydralisk. And there are more morphing. They're probably going to... Well, they're not going to morph in time to save that Overlord. It only needs one more round from each. And once again, the Zerg's actually been making a lot of Overlords. So he's not supply blocked yet, but he should be a lot farther ahead in supply given how many Overlords he's made. And range is almost done. Speed is done. And here it comes. Here's the first part of the Hydra bust. Only 2 cannons thrown down from Must. He saw all these Hydralisks. I don't know why he didn't try to throw down more cannons earlier. Oh, because he was trying to get DTs out. Oh, he's going to go for the risky way to try to stop a Hydra bust. He's just going to hope that he can stop all the Overlords. And it looks like he's going to do a pretty good job, because that Overlord is still a ways away. Well, they're going to stop that cannon from being morphed, but they still can't actually attack the High Templar, or the Dark Templar, I mean. So that's really going to put a damper on it. Where are the Corsairs? Oops. Still looking for the Corsairs. I don't see them. But now there's an Overlord in the pack, and wherever those Corsairs are, they probably need to get back now to try to kill off these. And oh no, he needs to... he's going to lose both of his... Oh, that one was 1 hit away. He's not going to quite lose both of his Dark Templar. He does lose 1 though. Oh, 1 hit away again. And he's out of range. He's out of range of the Overlord. And now Must is going to start to throw down a lot of panic cannons, but a lot of them aren't going to finish in time if Technics was to just go for it. Now he's going for it. I think he was just waiting for the Overlord again to get a little bit closer. And there's only 1 cannon morph, so not a lot of damage is being done to these Hydralisks. There is a Templar out. It still needs quite a bit more time for Storm. Man, Technics, with a lot more Hydralisks coming in, this is going to be a very hard Hydralisk bust to hold off. Oh wait, he morphed the Templar into an Archon. I guess he didn't have enough money for Storm. Is he researching it? No, he's not. So he's forcing Morph him into an Archon because he doesn't have enough time to get Storm, or the resources to get Storm. But Archons are not very good versus Hydralisks, especially in this situation. Already halfway down, and that's a pretty big unit to lose. And there it goes. That zone's going to die, and not sure where it was going. And another cannon goes down. There's only one making it, only one up. And yet more Hydralisks are being rallied in, along with a lot more Overlords. He just wants to make sure he doesn't lose them and have his entire bust stopped by DTs. And this is going to be really hard for Must to hold off. This Hydralisk bust is just really strong at this point, and it's starting to reach a snowball point where Must can't actually kill it faster than it's growing. He's losing defenses all the time. It's just slowly whittling away. Already taken out the Forge, already taken out the Gateway. The Forge was rebuilt. But the cannon goes down now. There's only one cannon morphing, none made. That cannon is going to finish, but it's going to go down pretty quickly with no building to defend. And Must, through his tears, manages to type out a GG. But he's going to need to go get a tissue and wipe away those tears, because we're going into game 2. Tears is not over, Must. You gotta persevere. Gotta persevere. Alright. I'm guessing this is one of the new maps. Must picked one of the new maps. Interesting. No, it's not one of the new maps. It's Bloody Ridge. It said 0.10 version. And it's supposed to be played on New Bloody Ridge. Is there only one version? Does New Bloody Ridge not only reset the number, but there's only one of them? I seem to remember Bloody Ridge like being a map that actually changed significantly with its version. But I can't remember how, so I wouldn't know how to check it. Oh well. I'm going to assume it's the right map. That's what I thought. LML's confirming that New Bloody Ridge is 2.1, not 1.0. And they hosted map name something 1.0. So, this is the wrong map? Yeah, this is definitely a different map, because this is a 2 expos in the middle rather than just one consolidated one. I guess that's the difference in the new version, that the expos are consolidated and the spires around the edges are a bit different. So they're playing on the old map. Alright then. I should change these colors. Technix, who's purple, did the gas strike with a 9-pool. LML is pointing out that this is a very large gap. And I think he's right that it shrunk. But yeah, I'm definitely sure about the whole center expo thing. I'm not sure how the ridges changes, but I seem to remember there being ridge changes along the gap size. But I'm a little bit hazy when it comes to that. Anyway, Technix's first 6 Zerglings. See what Must can do. Oh, I didn't change Must color. Must. Ooh. Oh, that's not a very pretty wall. And that's certainly not tight. He wants to put the gateway there, then it'll be tight on this side. There's a huge gap over here. I think the Zerglings can like come over here and then down this way and like completely avoid getting shot by that cannon and just take some very side shots with it by that one. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is Technix gonna go for it? He has an Overlord to see where the cannons are. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come around this side, but he gets a little bit too close to begin with. There's still 4 Zerglings. Oh, he's not going to... No, he's not going to run. He's just going to chill here. Alright. Must is kind of blocking with this probe. It's going to force the Zerglings to either kill the probe or to go a little bit higher up to take a couple more shots. And, actually he's not blocking with anymore, so never mind. Ooh, he put the gateway here. Is anything in this wall tight? That's not tight. That's not tight. That's not tight. That's certainly not tight. Even between the pylon and the cannons isn't tight. I don't know what's up with Must's wall. Maybe this gap is bigger too in the old version. No, this was always a big gap on this map. I don't think that's different. Anyway, these Zerglings are just going to be annoying over here and stop some mining. I guess that was the plan with them. Must didn't transfer that many probes, but I guess it stopped him from transferring too many probes. And now that his Zelt's coming out, I don't know. Oh, do a fancy micro. Nope, not enough. One Zealot just barely beats 3 Zerglings. And it looks like Technix is going to go for another Hydralisk bust. Because he's making a 4th hatchery and does not have a lair. Making a 4th hatchery does not even have a gas. The gas needs to go down soon. There we go. And there's the 5th hatchery. So it is just going to be a 5-hatch Hydra bust again. And this does not look like a good wall to defend against a Hydra bust. Well, there's a lot of room back here to throw down a lot more cannons, which is an important aspect of your wall, to have a lot of extra cannon room. But, I don't know, we'll see, man. That Overlord's gonna get killed, though. Meanwhile, Must is, once again going for a normal build. Stargate into Citadel. We'll see if he goes for, fast PTs again. Didn't have an opportunity to do too much damage with them last time. And technically supply blocked once again. Okay. Oh, I think that's it. There are 2 spires on each side, but I'm pretty sure in like the new version there's like 2 sets of 2. Is that it? If I remember, I'll check after this game. That is if Technix wins. If he loses, then I won't check after this game, and then I won't care after the 3rd game. Anyway, that Corsair's gonna be able to finish off one Overlord. Oh, but it might die anyway. Technix trying to micro his Hydralisks. Not quite enough. So the Corsair's gonna fly away. And actually, all of his Overlords are flying away from the Hydralisks. Doesn't need too many more shots. 17, 11. Oh, 2 more shots till death. Why? He's starting to fly Overlords over there. Is he going for drop? I don't know if he's going for drop. He doesn't have a lair yet. No, he's probably not going for drop. He probably just wants to get those Overlords over there just really quickly, just to defend against the DTs again. Which is a pretty proactive thinking by him. Yeah, if he wanted to do them from drop, he would not be moving them this way. He'd be moving them down into this location. And there's the DT he's worried about. Well, Must has more cannons this time around, so it should be easier for him to hold off. But he is going to lose a Zealot. Can the Hydralisk range the... I'm not sure if the Hydralisk can range that Forge. Oh, now they certainly can. And going to get it well before +1 finishes. How far away is Storm? Storm's almost done. Okay. I think Must is going to be able to hold this off a lot easier. He's going to have a lot easier time holding off than he did last game. That Templar still needs a little bit more energy for Storm, but it's not in a really snappable position. so we'll be able to get a storm off. And then once it does, should be good. DT gets a Hydralisk kill, but Overlords are there to shut that down. Meanwhile, Technics is still rallying in a lot of Hydralisks. A lot of Hydralisks. A lot of Hydralisks. And looks like he can go for it again, but oh no! Oh, that was Morning Storm. There we go, 5 Hydralisk kills. And a lot of them injured too. Oh, that was a bad storm. Ooh, is he gonna be able to... Oh, another great storm! Ah, geez, both of them with... Ooh, that one was 6 kills. The DT is going to die though, so he doesn't have to really worry about any more DT play. But, it doesn't matter. He's Hydra busting. He needs to bust it. You can't Hydra bust, not actually break through. Not enough to just stop DDs from getting out. And these Templar, well, looks like Technics is just going to pull back. Building a 6 hatchery? A 6 hatchery. And he's morphing in the lair. A 7th hatchery, in fact. 7 hatcheries off of 3 bases. I don't think I've seen this before. But this is looking pretty dense to try to break through. Those High Templar are going to have there's 4 High Templar now, 5 High Templar now, and they're going to all have a lot of energy by the time that he comes back after producing from 7 hatcheries. Once again, supply blocked. Is he's getting a melee attack, so he's throwing down a lot of hatcheries so he can build Zerglings. Is that how you bust it? With Zerglings? I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of Templar though. Up to 6 already. No Archons. Oh, but all these Overlords are going to die. Technics is going to be supply blocked again probably. Depending on how soon he makes another set of Overlords. Anyway. After going 5 hatch Hydralisk, he's just going to re-all in and go 7 hatch Zergling. If you're going to go 7 hatch Zergling, I'm kind of surprised he's not going for Crack. Because Crack, like, effectively doubles the number of Zerglings you have. Getting Overlord speed so he won't lose so many of them. This is a very peculiar all-in. I mean, it almost reminds me of the all-in Michael did, because he sped up to Crack, just like Crack as fast as possible, then all into Protoss, and it was really cool. And this is kind of like it, but with more hatcheries. Oh, we got more from Lurkers. But with more hatcheries and less Lurkers and less Crack. I'm sorry, I'm just really surprised. I guess he's not going for pure, just overwhelming numbers of Zerglings. He's still going to have a pretty decent mix. I don't know, something just seems weird about this. Anyway, Storm's going down, kill off a lot of stuff, and Must has so many Storms. He didn't even lose a Wait. Nope, didn't lose a Templar. Hardly lost anything, really. But Zerg can reproduce very quickly. They have a lot of hatcheries. And now the Queen Nest is going down. And now Technics is expanding, so it's probably not just for Crack. He's going to get some kind of techiness behind this. But it's looking like a pretty standard Zerg composition, except for the fact that there are just so many hatcheries. And not a lot of Expos, only 3 with the 4th being set down. Another attack, but it's a pretty ill-planned attack. He really wasn't prepared to engage here, so his army came in piecemeal. Although there are no observers. There's the first observer. And Technics with a few more reinforcements coming up top. He's doing a little bit of a surround, but he just doesn't have enough stuff to make it really too devastating. He kills off some stuff, but not a lot. Not that bad of an engagement for either player. Pretty even. and continuing to build more low-cost units. The Hive is coming up. Overlord Speed is finished. Is he expanding over here? No, it's just Zerglings. Well, what's the Protoss Bren doing? He's not making any more Corsairs. I guess it would be kind of hard to it'd be kind of hard to use the Corsairs without any Heinzless on the field. And it looks like Technics is doing a pretty good job of just taking this right side of the map and just flooding it with units. I would assume that he's going to want to take that 5th base pretty soon. I mean, he just has enough stuff to defend at this point. He's making a lot of drones. Kind of. Actually, no, it's just 3. Actually, it's all units. Yep. Alright, Hive's done. What kind of hive tech is he going for? Is he going to start crack immediately? He doesn't exactly have a lot of minerals, and that comes from just having so many hatcheries and not a lot of bases. But still interested to see what kind of tech he goes for. Looks like an engagement. Technics, you can get a pretty good surround on this. He has a very nice arc. Storm's going down, but he's rather spread out, but it doesn't matter. There's just so many storms. And it looks like Must is going to win at first. How many reinforcements can Technics bring in? He can bring in a lot of reinforcements. How many storms is he going to be able to get down is the question now. Storm Zone Observer, some pretty good storms, but just not going to be enough, and Must's forces are going to be cleaned up. He's going to go over in this direction, so if he didn't know about this base, he now does. And those few last units are going to be cleaned up. Meanwhile, Must is trying to expand up to this 4th base. Already expanded to this 3rd. So 4 base versus 4 base at this point, with both of the 4th being pretty underdeveloped. We'll see what he's able to do. Has hive tech? No, he doesn't have any hive tech other than the crack. And this base is going to be snuffed out pretty quickly. Cannons are going to finish just as the Zerglings get there, but it doesn't really matter. They're not important. They're not really supported. And all these probes are transferring up there. Ooh, he needs to turn those probes around. I don't think he can actually defend this base. Oh! Very nice move by the Zerglings to snipe 2 High Templar. Is he going to get the other High Templar? No, it gets the Storm off before being killed. Oh, and all the probes are getting skewered by Lurkers. Oh, a very nice attack by Technics there. Must was not going to get those Templar sniped. If he didn't have those Templar sniped, he might have been able to hold off. I still think he would have lost the probes, though. Alright. That's a lot of Zerglings. Still no defile round. Well, ooh. Technics is expanding both. He's double expanding to both 12 and 6. He probably won't be able to defend both of them, but Must is pretty reduced at the moment. He really can't. He can't attack both of them. It's going to be kind of hard to attack even one. So whatever one Must isn't able to take out, Technics will just secure the other. Wow. This is a rather intriguing style of play by Technics. 5-hatch Hydralisk bus transition into just 7 hatcheries, floods them with lots and lots of cracklings. I like it. And these cracklings just don't die when goons are shooting at them. Oh, jeez. Oh, and this base is going to go down to 4 cracklings. Oh, he got nice upgrades to his cracklings too, compared to just 2-0 for Protoss. And Lurkers are there to make sure that no probes escape. There is 1 DT, but it got stormed, so it's no life. And these 4 cracklings take out all the probes, and they're going to be able to take out the Nexus as well. Meanwhile, both of these hatcheries have finished, and he's actually transferred a lot of drones here. He still has all of his bases mining. Wow. I mean, they're not very saturated because they're Zerg bases, but still. Wow. Pretty hard position for the Protoss to try to attack there, but not a lot of Zerg stuff, so eventually we'll be able to take it out. Only loses the goon. But Protoss is still in a pretty bad position. I mean, his fourth was taken out, his third was taken out. He only has his natural left in mining and doesn't have very much. He desperately needs to re-expand here, like right now, but he doesn't really have very much money left. And GG for Must. Well, Technics, I would say that's a bit of an upset. I mean, Technics is a very skilled player, but so is Must. And tying it up, Eastern Europe and Russia are 2-2. Eastern Europe could definitely take this to ace match with the unpredictability of the 2v2, even if they lose the next 1v1. I need the next replay. Man, that was cool by Technics. Like, I don't know, it was pretty Sauron Zergy. I mean, not exactly, but he had the basics down. Makes lots of Zerglings, make lots of Hydralisks, get pretty good upgrades for them, and just don't stop killing. Pretty good. I'm actually going to check the map now. Because I can. No. Oh, I guess I was wrong about the 2 and the 2 for Neo Bloody Ridge. But as you can see, the Expo is definitely more condensed than it was in that game. And the it's a little bit harder to tell, but the gap between the natural and the main is different. Alright. Ooh, I can go check to see the results of last time they played. I do not think Eastern Europe did this well. This was season results week 2. Nope, that's not it. Week 1. Nope, week 3. Alright. Wow, last time Russia swept Eastern Europe 6-0. I am waiting for replays right now. So yeah. Alright. Oh. Well, last time Technics won as well, but apparently he didn't send in replays. Hey. I don't know why AWOL makes faces at me every time I ask him for replays. Like, he's like surprised. He's like, what? You finished? I thought it would have taken you another hour. Even when he has the replays like right there, it's like, face, here are the replays. Or face, you need to wait a little bit. I think AWOL just likes making faces. Wow. Eastern Europe has a lot of Zergs. The last time they played Russia, they fielded a random player, then Zerg, then Zerg, then Zerg, then Zerg, then the 2v2 team of a Zerg and a Zerg. Nice. Well, looking pretty good. I bet Eastern Europe's happy. And the 2v2, yeah, the 2v2 can go either way, really, because on the one hand, I think Russia has like specific 2v2 players, but on the other hand, their 2v2 players are not as good as their 1v1 players. and factor in the just sheer unpredictability of a 2v2 to begin with, I definitely think that Eastern Europe can take it to ace. Who's left? Let's see, they have Zergboy. The last 1v1 is a draw. Oh, so it's all going to come down to the ace match? Oh, dang. Or not the ace match. It's not going to go to ace, because it's going to be a 2v2. We'll find out why the 1v1 is a draw. Eastern Europe doesn't have many players left. It's a bunch of people I've never heard of, and then Nemu and Zergboy, who I still don't know much about, but I've just seen them. And then Russia definitely has more players. They have lots of good people. Like all their Terrans. And all the Protosses. Yeah, and they still have Tama, they still have Palmal, still have Gem, still have TTF, still have Largo. So it's not like Russia doesn't have players. Oh, he's typing. He's typing. I love how Skype has the little scribbling pen. Replay issues. And then a face. Because AWA likes faces. Okay then. So, 2v2. On... What was the map we missed out on? I think it was Destination. Yeah, we didn't have one on Destination yet. Or at least one that didn't start on Destination. There was the project game on Destination. So Andromeda. Ooh, that is a funky map for 2v2. Yeah, that is the map where you have your own little expo kind of thing in your base that only has 5 minerals and they're all kind of depleted, but it's another expo there. And when so much of 2v2 is 1 base versus 1 base versus 1 base versus 1 base, getting that second little base can be a pretty big difference maker. Oh, I did it again. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, I can't actually confirm to see where the place is. AWA is confirming, though, that this is ace match. If Eastern Europe wins, Eastern Europe beats Russia in what might be the biggest upset of the season. Which is sick. Alright, let's see if I got the overlay pretty good. Or the, oh, I did. Nice. Alright. Oh, I didn't actually put the replays in the folder. Alright. Continue. More stuff from AWA. Okay, so. Yes, AWA is confirming if Eastern Europe loses the 2v2, their entire season is gone. If Russia wins the 2v2, they are in the playoffs. Indisputably. Let's go on Andromeda. 2v2, Eastern Europe versus Russia. Should be good. Let's see. Okay, orange, yellow, teal, white. Orange, yellow, no Plumum. Okay. So, Project Defi versus Infected Technics. Infected 2? He was Infected 1 before. He switched. Interesting. Don't care. Project and Defi, who I will call Delphi every time. I'm sorry about that if you're listening to this, Defi. Versus Infected and Technics. Well, okay, now I need to get the colors right. Project yellow, Defi orange, Technics, or rather Infected white, Technics teal, and let's make these all black. Black, 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 black. Okay, so cross allies. Everybody remember, Eastern Europe is here and here. This way. Project Defi team this way. That's what you need to know. Now, Project actually has really nice micro, so his playstyle actually fits in pretty well with the 2v2. Well, I say that, but half the time he turtles anyway. So, never mind. Just forget what I said. He's a really strong player. He plays StarCraft, therefore his style matches to any 2v2 or 1v1, or even a 3v3. That really fits him because he's playing StarCraft. Anyway, Technics with the 12 pool, Infected with the 9 pool, Project doing barrack stuff, and Defi with the 12 pool. Now, it's not uncommon in a Zerg team for one of them to go for a 12 pool or even a 12 hatch sometimes. It's a bit rare for the 12 hatch, but not uncommon at all for one or two of them to go for the 12 pool just because you can have your ally defend you. But it's a little bit rarer for a Zerg Terran team to go for a 12 pool because the Terran is the worst of all allies in that they do not help you. They do their own thing, and they ask for your help sometimes. But when you need help, it kind of takes Terran a long time to get over there. And here comes Technics Firstling. Just gonna pull back. Oh, hey, Project's in chat. What's up, Project? Yeah, you're good. Anyway, Technics is gonna be kind of annoying with these lings. Gonna delay Project's gas for a little while. Probably not too long, but any damage that he can do is good. I'm not sure is he going to try to act? No, he's not going to try to go for the links. He's just going to continue to try to be annoying. He's going to force a little bit of a micro battle. In the meantime, both Zerg players for Eastern Europe expanded. Oh, they both expanded. One of them to the Richer Expo. That's a lot more unsafe. The other one to the High Up Expo that only has 5 minerals. Interesting choices. It should probably be safe just because of the Zerg team. If Infected did not have a Zerg ally, I'd say that's a really risky play to go for that fast expo, but because he has a Zerg ally, he knows he can be defended pretty well. Meanwhile, Defi is just sunkening hardcore and going for insanely fast Mutalisks. Yeah, his Mutalisks are going to be significantly faster than either Eastern Europe. In fact, by building Mutalisks, he's going to force both of his opponents to build not only the Evolution Chamber, but also the Sunken. So, Technics needs to throw down an Evo Chamber. Like, pretty soon here. That Spire's done. And Defi's scouting it. Defi knows Defi knows that Technics has no Evo Chamber. Oh no, that could be really bad. Meanwhile, it's worth pointing out that Defi went for armor upgrade, which is interesting being on a 2-hatch situation. He has enough gas for the armor now, But if he didn't get it, he would have been able to just continue to produce Mutalisks. He just wants that extra armor advantage, just to have stronger Mutalisks. It's an interesting decision. Most Zergers would not have done that, but it's not necessarily bad. And the Evo chamber is just finishing now as the Mutalisks fly in. They make the right decision. They know who to attack. The Spore Colony starts morphing. The Creep Colony, it's still just a Creep Colony. Even after they're done killing all the drones here, they can just fly up to the main. Oh no! No, don't attack the Sunken! Definitely needs to go attack those drones. Those drones are very vulnerable. But he can also just take out the Sunken, I guess. You haven't started making that? Why would you not start making that? I guess you're making a lot of Scourge, and you're hoping that the Scourge can get some hits. But if Defi's micro is good enough, you should be able to micro around those Scourge. We'll see. Meanwhile, he did pick off the Sunken Colony. This ramp is actually very exposed now. And here comes Project's troops. They're going to be able to... they're going to protect the Mutalisks from the Scourge as if it was a science vessel. And here come a lot of Marines. Oh dear. And Mutalisks coming in... infected Mutalisks coming in to try to defend. I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to do. They managed to pick off one medic. There's still some Scourge here to try to pick off the last of the Mutalisks. And he had to morph that other one into a Sunken to try to defend against the Marines just because the Mutalisks aren't there anymore. He's really going to rely on his ally to try to get that Scourge hit, because otherwise there's nothing here anti-air. He doesn't even have enough money really to afford any anti-air. He's going to lose his Expo now. Oh, such is the way of Expoing in 2v2s. It's never safe, even when it's on top of your own ramp. And, the Eastern European team is getting slaughtered. They're trying to defend this, but Stimmed Marines are too good. Stimmed Marines are too good, and now they're just going to head right over to his base, take out all this shit. Meanwhile, what can Infected do behind this? He can throw down lots of Sunken Colonies. And that's about it. He does have some Mutalisks, not a lot. Well, he does have some more over here. He actually has a decent number of Mutalisks. Technics pulls all of his drones, and the drone pull Mutalisk combo is going to be enough to save his own main. A very close defense. I did not think that was going to quite work out. But he did lose this Expo, which is a huge blow. He's lost a lot of his economy. He's at 14 supply compared to his ally at 49 and his enemy at 35. And it looks like the Eastern Europe is going to go and try to attack Project, but Project has a lot of Marines and amazing micro to really defend against this. And the Mutalisk micro, it's okay. Oh no, it's not that good. Oh jeez. He's going directly after the Marines. You need to be so careful doing that. He's getting a lot of kills, but he's lost a lot of Mutalisks in the process. And Project just has more Marines back here. Will Infected have enough Mutalisks to overcome these Marines? No, he lost 2 Mutalisks instantly. And a hail of Marine fire, and now... Oh no, he built all those Sunken Colonies and has no Spore Colonies. Oh, Defi's going to destroy everything with his Mutalisks. A lot of Scourge coming out now. Going to at least chase away the Mutalisks, but the Mutalisks did pick up some nice drone kills. Meanwhile, Defi's only on one base, but his base is very secure with many Spore Colonies and 2 Sunkens, so he should be fine. I'm not sure if those were 2 different teams, just saying to link up, or if it was the same guy. But yes, those Marines plus those Mutalisks, probably more than Technics can handle right now. Infected has a lot of stuff coming up. He's going to need to land a lot of those Scourge to have a chance. There are a lot of Scourge on the field. He really can't bring his Mutalisks down this way. There are too many spores. He needs to use them to defend at the moment. Unless he wants to go attack Project. But Project is a pretty solid defense of his own. Not quite as good. But he can reproduce Marines very easily. So it'll be more than enough. G. Oh, right. I thought somebody was GGing, but no, this is 2v2, where G does not mean I mistype GG, it means go. A lot of those Scourge hit. Oh, Defi with a bit of a slip in his micro there, and he's going to lose almost all of his Mutalisks. to a combination of Scourge and Sunken, but it doesn't matter because Project Marines with the +1 can just chew through this. And, oh dear, Technics does not have enough money for a hatchery. He does not even have enough money for another drone. He has 3 supply. He wants to eliminate him. It really doesn't matter if you eliminate him because, I mean, the drone's not going to really help him. I'm not sure where his other supply is. Nope, he's eliminated. So it is all down to Infected, and he probably is not going to be able to do it. 44 supply compared to 41, who's a little bit ahead of the Zerg, but then there's the 76 supply Terran, who's now expanding and has +1 attack, and those upgrades from a while ago, and has already tech to science vessels. Yeah. Infected had some issues. Looks like Defiant Project's going to link up here. Dan Numbers guys asking me about the results. That's why we have a score right here. So you can see the results that they've been 2-2. Anyway, you're gonna have the most amazing Mutalisk Micro of your life to have a chance against that, and an Irradiate goes down. Just go, indeed, Defi. He's trying to split them all off. He's splitting off everyone except for that. He brings them all back together. There he goes. He finally gets it. It doesn't matter. 6 Sunken's gonna slow him down for a little while, not long enough. And GG from Infected. Russia needs one more win to confirm a playoff spot. Game number 2. Can Eastern Europe once again stave off the threat of being eliminated? They were on the brink of elimination last week and managed to pull an upset over Hungary. They're on the brink of elimination this week and need to pull an upset over Russia. And they're going to be on the brink of elimination the week after and need to pull an upset versus Poland. It's the hardest 3 upsets you could possibly have. But they just need to win 2 2v2s in a row. And Infected and Technics have played together a lot with these 2v2s. So it's possible. Let's see. We have Orange Project. We have White Defi. We have... I don't know which one. Technically green. So we have Purple Infected. Purple. There we go. And we have, what is the color? Green. That's what I'm looking at. Why cannot, where's green? There it is. And, change these to white. Okay. So, map is, map is, Eye of the Storm. Let's see, well, Defi's gonna do a 12-something. This is Technics. Technics is going to do a 12-something. In fact, it is going to go for the 9 pool. And Project has a barracks. Probably a second barracks. That would be the smart thing to do. You know what, man? Somehow, I wouldn't be terribly surprised if Project was like, you know what? My Vulture Micro is so godlike. I'm just going to go Vultures. I'm going to tech to super fast Vultures, and I'm just going to kill all your Zerglings before they even reach them. And then when your Mutalisks come out, my speed will have finished, and then I can just run away from your Mutalisks. I wouldn't be horribly surprised if I saw that. But no, he's letting fake barracks. Anyway, looks like Well, Deafy's going to once again throw down the hatchery in base, but he's going to do it a lot faster this game. He threw down his Spire much before his hatchery. In this game, his hatchery is going to be much before the Spire. So he's going to be able to get out a lot of lings faster this way. And once again, Technics is going to go for an Expo, and this one's going to be even riskier than last game. Well, well, they all have different places for their hatcheries, which is kind of weird, but they each have reasons for it. Technics' reason is pretty obvious. He's putting it here so that he can get gas and have extra minerals, so he's doing this for economic reasons. Deafy is building his second hatchery by his first hatchery, so that he can just spore up everywhere here and then keep it all safe and keep his entire base close to the chest. And Technics is doing neither of those things because this is a much safer place than putting it out here, but at the same time he's going to have creep spread out to here so we can just put Sunkens at the choke. And that's what his defense is going to be, but it's not going to quite cover with spores. So, kind of funny how that works out. Anyway, Deafy's lings are all far away from home, but I don't think Technics has enough to deal with two Sunkens. It certainly doesn't have enough to deal with two Sunkens. Probably didn't even have enough to deal with one. These lings are kind of trapped here. No, they can just screw out that way if they wanted to. Anyway, what do we have for lair timing? Or Spire timings, I mean. Well, Deafy went for super fast Spire last time, and I was getting a much later one. Ooh, managed to get a run by in, but there's more than enough Zerglings to take care of this. Are they going to be able to snipe a drone? Yes, they are going to be able to get one. Ooh, there's a lot of Zerglings in there still. Able to get a second. Able to get a third. A nice run by. And wow, Infected has 4 drones. That's not good. Project was coming out for a second, and Deafy pretty much realized that Project needs to pull back so he doesn't get surrounded by 2 massive amounts of lings. I do think Team Eastern Europe needs to do some damage with these links because they've invested a lot into it, and Infected's economy just got shot. But there are a lot of lings out on the field. Anyway, Spire is now finished for Technics, and nowhere close to finishing. The other 2 players don't even have lairs. So, Technics are going to have the vast technological advantage, but this plays rather well into what Deafy's doing anyway. Deafy built all this stuff close so he can just spore up with not too many more. And now Technics is going to have to use his nice Mutalisk Micro to deal with Project, because that's too scary for the Zerglings to really face head on. They're just going to eat a lot of damage against these Firebats. Ooh, in fact he's going to go for a Backstab. But that bunker has some guys in it. I don't think they're going to be able to do too much damage. That's a pretty scary push. Let's see how much damage you can do with these Mutalisks. There aren't a lot of Marines, so Technics should be able to micro these effectively, even though there's only 5 of them. It shouldn't be an issue. He should be able to pick up these Marines, especially with the Zerglings in there. The Zerglings are actually acting as spacers and separating out the Marines a bit, making it a lot harder. I definitely think that that the Mutalisk can take this out. If the team goes for it, I don't think they're going to be able to win it. No, especially not with these Zerglings, of course, coming from the back. They decide to just go for it and eat the Firebat hits. Firebats are going to get some good damage on target, but not a lot of kills, just a lot of damage. And now Technics is saved from the push and has this nice Mutalisk count. What can he do with it? There are no turrets thrown down. Is Project going for an eBay? He has an eBay. +1's almost done, but no turrets. Is that turret? That is a turret, so now he's starting to make turrets. But they're not going to really be in time. I think these Mulists might be able to do some nice damage here. And there are a lot of Zerglings coming. This base is pretty secure from both Mulists and Zerglings. There's a lot of defensive structures and in very nice positions. But Project is going to need to rely on some good Marine micro, which he definitely can do. Not so good Mutalist micro from Technics. He's still losing them. But here come the Zerglings now, and the Marines are out of position because they're microing against the Mutalists, and the Zerglings are going to be able to kill off all the medics, it looks like. Fire? I don't know what he's talking about. I think Project was firing it with every gun he had. But there are still a lot of Zerglings. The Zerglings can actually run away from Deppy's Zerglings and allow the Mutalists to support. There's an interesting team dynamic going on because both players' Zerglings need their allies' support to win it. But it looks like Project just has too many Marines, and the Mutalists are going to pull back. He still does have a good chunk of them. It was only Zerglings lost. So not that bad of an engagement, even though that no real structures were killed except for one, and it didn't get any SCV kills. Well, Deppy still isn't teching. Just going pure Zergling. And Infected still isn't teching. Just going pure Zergling. Although he does have gas. He now has 100. So he is going to tech. But, Infected just started mining gas, and oh my god, that is the worst mannering of gas I have ever seen in my life. Oh, look at that drone. Look at that drone have to go all the way around. It passes a hatchery en route to getting to the hatchery. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, I just want to stare at that. It looks like a lava lamp, man. You just want to stare at it even though you know exactly what's going to happen. But I should probably watch this attack. Project is teching up. Once he gets science levels out, he'll be able to do some serious damage to the Mutalists and really decrease their effectiveness. He has enough Marines to really be shutting down the Mutalists anyway. Technics isn't producing that many of them because he's only on 2 bases, which is pretty weak compared to what Terran can produce. Getting Lurkers, interesting. Lurkers are very good versus Marines, and very good versus Zerglings. Meanwhile, Deppy was going for an attack, but I'm not sure where he's planning on going. He does have a large number. 3 fluxes there are going to be kind of hard to break. Ooh, both players getting the Hydra Den. Both players getting Lurkers. Kinda weird that both players would go for Lurkers. I mean, you don't really need that many Lurkers. You could probably just have one person get the Lurkers and one person get the Mutalists. Or one person get whatever other thing you needed. I'm not sure why they're both going to go for Lurkers, but, alright, man. Both going to go for Lurkers. I guess if you think that both of them can be countered by Lurkers, there's no reason that both players not go Lurkers. And Technics mined gas, or Deppy was mining gas, and now he's at 0. I don't know what he bought. Did he get a Zergling upgrade? He didn't get a Zergling upgrade. I have no idea what he got with his gas, because he's out of gas now. I mean, the only thing he's bought with gas is Zergling speed. Did he get Burrow? That's the only other thing I can think of. Anyway, I'm confused. This is a very scary army from Project. Oh, hey, Deppy's in chat. Deppy, what'd you get with your gas? He blew up a fucking. LML saying Burrow. I don't know if he's making fun of me for suggesting Burrow, or he's confirming that it's Burrow. Because I don't know what use Burrow would have, but at the same time I can't think of anything else it could be. Anyway, it looks like Deppy has enough Zerglings to power through. It's not +1 attack. That was the first thing I checked for. It is Burrow! It is Burrow! What? Why did you get Burrow? Defi, why did you want Burrow? What good does Burrow do you? Oh man, there's so much stuff. He's probably just gonna stim and go for it. Get one Irradiate down. Oh, so many Mutalisks lost. There are Lurkers in the back. Lurkers in the back are actually going to do a good amount of damage, but the Marines are pretty spread out, so it just does a lot of Zerglings. It's for map control. I guess you're stopping them from expanding? I guess you're stopping them from... Oh, you do actually have them in a lot of bases. Alright. Okay. Well, I guess that Burrow Zergling is going to see this backstab. So nice move. I guess the Burrow worked. Very interesting. I like that. Anyway, Defi finally got his lair. He's now getting a Spire. There are so many static defenses here, it's ridiculous. But that's really the only thing he could do, because that's all he could make Zerglings a static defense. Oh. Man, this is a weird game. And now Technics has Hive with Defilers. Man, he has Hive and Defilers, and actually Project does not have enough science left to deal with Defilers. Meanwhile, Infected's still behind economically compared to his ally. He's only on one base, and because of that economic grasp at the beginning. Let's see what he can do. There's a big clump of units here, even though most of Project's army's gone. I mean, he has like 100 supply, and it's all in Marines. So it's like the army strength of a 200 Terran, but instead of having like 120 supply in SCVs, he has like 20. He actually needs to expand. Ah, he is expanding now. Okay. Man, Project looks like such a noob. He's like, well, I mined out my main. Guess I better expand now. And it's kind of funny because that's what like the worst people who play StarCraft do, and yet what Project's doing. Sometimes it's what you gotta do, man. Just gotta build lots of Marines. Pretty good job avoiding the Scourge. It looks like he's gonna be able to irradiate everything. So that's not gonna slow him down that much. Well, I'm gonna be able to shut down that Expo. Ooh. I guess with both players going Lurkers, neither of them have anti-air. And now all of a sudden Defi has air. That's a very nice stack. It's probably 12, because he had 12 flying around earlier. Anyway, looks like Project has given up attacking Technics. He's finally going to attack Infected. Infected does not have as much stuff, and more importantly, does not have Defilers. So I don't know how Infected is going to be able to hold this off. He's out of Lurkers now. These 2 Lurkers are almost done, but they're going to die as soon as they spawn. Oh, that one lives. He's going to flee. And the Expo's going to go down. That egg probably needs to be cancelled. Yeah, Team Eastern Europe has problems. Project's still not going to go for it, though. I guess he was content just taking out that Expo. I mean, it was pretty easy for him to, and going against that many Sunkens was going to be kind of difficult. He didn't really know how many Lurkers there were. I didn't see him scan that area. going to once again remount the attack on Technics. A plague goes down on the science vessels, hits one of the Mutalisks, and the Irradiate goes down on the Defiler. I think he, it was like a Mutabomb, but instead of Scourge, it was a Defiler underneath. Anyway, here comes the combined might of SK Terran with Mutalisk support. And he's going to lose those science vessels. Oh, jeez. This game is ridiculous. But Defi has been making just Mutalisks compared to Technics, which has been making also a lot of Lurkers. So Defi's actually going to be able to out-Mutalisk him, and there is not enough stuff in the back. Ah, jeez, those Mutalisks are more than enough to take out those Funkins. And Project is breaking down the front. I think that Technics is going to be eliminated, and Infected's not in a good position. I think Russia's done it. Russia has confirmed their spot in the playoffs. Eastern Europe is going to go home with nothing, and Russia wins 3-2. As I said before, the other set was a draw, so there would be no ace match. This map would be the decider. And Russia takes it. Congratulations. Now, don't go anywhere, because I'm about to start casting next set. Just going to roll right into it. We have Germany versus Latin America. Number 1 versus number 2 from the 2nd division. Or Division B. Or Group B. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but, you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Scoot this over a little bit. There we go. Alright. Get this overlay reset. Oh. Getting a message? Division A. Oh, shit. I'm wrong on multiple counts. Awesome.